hit the high note.
Yeah. The jalapeno tequila. You feel me? Got me, got me in my mode. You feel me? Yeah. How everybody doing though, man? Rod in the building, Gerson in the building, the official Couch Bros podcast, and everybody who's listening, everybody who's been rocking with us. I want to say the fact that we got this organized as far as what we're doing, I'm not gonna lie, it really rejuvenated me, bro. Like, I feel focused. I feel like
it's true.
Yeah. Because the way we were doing as far as the podcast, we was like, all right, whatever the fuck we feel like doing, right?
Right.
You feel me? Hey, y'all boys introduce yourselves, man. Go ahead, man.
Oh, it's your boy Rod, man. You know what I'm saying? Another member of the Couch Bros.
What's going on is Gerson.
All right, so yeah, like I was saying, right? The way we were doing it, it was cool, but it was just too much. It's like there was no organization. It was like, all right, cool. We got guests on the couch this week. We got football this week. We got basketball. We got this, that, and the third. And I have so many different people asking us for different shit because they're fans of different shit. But the way we're doing it now, everything is going to be its own separate podcast. We're going to throw out the links for everything. You feel me? This is going to be the Couch Bros podcast. This right here, the way we're doing it, reacting to social events, just kicking back, having regular conversations. Of course, we're going to keep the sports going with the official NFL podcast. We got Anime Coliseum coming for people who rock with us and want to hear our input on anime fights. It's specifically geared toward anime fights and how dope they are. So, Rod, that is your baby. So go ahead and talk about that as well.
Like I was explaining to someone earlier, the Anime Coliseum is something that we thought up to where, one of the best things about anime, if you're an anime fan, and for most of us, is the fights. There are some fights that stick with you. There are fights that you don't forget, Rock Lee versus Gaara. To some people, Kenshin versus Shishio. There's the fight between Mob. I think Koyama is the guy. The teleport nigga.
Yeah.
And these fights themselves tell a story. These characters themselves come from a certain place and they meet to a certain point. And a lot of times these fights have ramifications on the story going forward. And we're going to get into all of that. Our first thoughts, our favorite moments, iconic moments. It's a podcast that, it's a passion project. And I know those of you who love anime fights, you're going to love this one.
Now, you're definitely going to love that, and thank you for that, Rod. You feel me? Like, you just, that is really your baby. Yeah.
Dude, I've been working on that bitch hard, man.
I know. So that, excuse me, that is for everybody. We want to give y'all content, but we want to give it to y'all in an organized way. You feel me? Like, the way that you guys deserve to receive it. But with that, let's actually get into the actual show. Like, we got a whole bunch of topics that we want to touch on, like no sports. This is just us shooting the shit. You feel me? Talk about what happened during the week, stuff that we want to hit, you feel me, and put our own spin on it. And that is what the Monday show is going to be going forward. So if that's what you like, definitely give us feedback. You feel me? We respond to everything. We respond to our IG. We respond to Twitter. We definitely respond to fucking Facebook. That's the big trap. You know what I'm saying? That's the big trap. So with all due, let's get into it. So we would be remiss if we didn't start the show immediately talking about what happened with DMX over the weekend. You feel me? Like, he had an overdose, and because he had an overdose, he suffered a massive heart attack, like massive. And like, I took biology, I took anatomy, I took a bunch of science classes, and people don't really understand stuff like that, like seizures and heart attacks and how debilitating they are, because they disrupt the nervous system. You feel me? Your body is a computer. Your body has a lot of electricity that's running through it at every given second, right? A massive heart attack, which is basically your arteries getting clogged up and shit like that, right? And there's your body, like, this is me coming from somebody who literally just had McDonald's on the way here, bro. Like, I do not take care of my body in any way, right? Yeah. You feel me? But you have to. Right. You feel me? Like, you really should. Like, health is something that we really need to take more importance and take more seriously. You feel me? But getting back to DMX, yes, he had a massive heart attack to the point where he's in a vegetative state. Like, he has very faint brain activity. And this is where it's scary, and people who are in his condition, not saying that he might not make it out. I have no idea. I'm not going to speak on that. I don't know all the facts. But if that is true, the most likely outcome is that he's not going to make it. Because if you don't have any brain function, your brain is what tells every individual aspect of your entire body what to do. It directs the oxygen flow throughout your blood. It directs the nervous system. Every single thing is connected to your brain. So if your brain ain't working, bro, none of the rest of your body's not going to get the adequate things that it needs. So it's sad. And this is something that he's been dealing with for years in regards to his drug addiction or whatever, right? And this is why we need to embrace, or this is why we need to make giving people their flowers, normalize giving people their flowers. Like, that's what the word I was looking for. Normalize it. No matter who it is, bro. If somebody's dope, give them their flowers, dog. Don't try to compare them to people. Don't try to pick them apart because of what they're not. Because now we're in a situation, if he does pass away in the near future, all you're going to see is RIP, oh, this is who he, blah, blah, blah. You could have done that all the whole time before he got into this situation, bro. And not saying there's not people who don't do that, but it shouldn't take him being in this situation to be in a point of reflection and a point of appreciation. He shouldn't have to get to this point.
First and foremost, man, it's crazy, especially us from being young, to watch someone's rise and their fall. Like, I just remember growing up, and DMX was just like one of the most popular artists, dog. His first album, Herb, you remember?
Of course, you got Blood on it's Blood of My Blood, and then you had the other one. Hold on, let me go ahead and look this up right now, because he had two albums that came out in 1999 back to back,
right,
or whatever, dog.
And them shits was banging, man. Like
classics.
Like who let the dog? Like, bro, DMX could get anybody hype, nigga. He could get a grandma out of wheelchair, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just the type of energy he brought to his music. And even in the movies that he was in, I enjoyed his appearances, because to me he was just playing DMX in every movie. But it's just sad to see that. And this is just another example of how powerful drug addiction can be, and how, you know, some people always have these debates whether it's a choice or it's a disease. And in my mind, it's a little bit of both. It begins as a choice and turns into a disease. And we're seeing what might be the end result of that. And, you know, it's going to be sad to see if he doesn't recover from this. And it's looking like he's not, because he's already a vegetable, so to speak, at the moment. And it's just sad.
And speaking of that, this is how multifaceted he was, right? And I don't think people really make the connection. It's like it's an easy comparison, right?
Right.
Both super gangster, like super 10 toes down, super authentic. You get what you get. You feel me? There's no bullshit with them. Tupac and DMX, they're very similar. You feel me? And he is a reincarnation of Tupac, even though he came to the scene 3 years after Tupac died in 1995.
Right.
You feel me? And that's when the two albums came out. And what you're talking about, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, 1998. And then he came out, and then there was X. And then he came out with The Great Depression. And then he came out with Grand Champ. And Grand Champ is super slept on. That's the thing I jammed to all ninth grade year, bro.
Right.
8th grade to 9th grade year, I had that back in the day where we had dial-up. Do you know how long it took for me to get that album? It better have been good, bro.
Facts.
For how long it took to download on a torrent back then on dial-up, nigga, took the whole day.
You had to tell your mama not to use the phone.
You had to tell your mama, bro. You know what I mean, bro? Speaking of that, right? The greatest gut punch, nut punch, bro. Not even a gut punch, more severe, a nut punch is when you are downloading something and somebody gets a phone call, and somebody picks up the phone, bro. Heartbreaker, bro. Heartbreaker, bro.
Oh my God.
Because it takes so long for the system to get back to where it was. Like, okay, say you're at like 33%, right? And it says you got like 8 hours left. You got to start the whole thing. You got to do the dial up, and then it has to build back up to get to that point, bro. So you see that shit go from like 2 days. Something that was supposed to take hours could take 2 days now, bro. So that album better have been good, and it was good, bro, because that's the level of talent that DMX was, bro. And I'm not saying was in the past. I'm not trying to say that. My bad. But the level of talent that he was back then, you feel me? Like, he was a generational talent. He could do everything that you wanted. He could give you the gangster track. He could give you the remorseful track. He could give you a track for women. To me, that is the true level of a superstar MC. Can you do everything while not looking like you're trying to do it? Right. So it doesn't come off as corny. He was one of the rare people that can get away with all of that shit, dog. Like, you feel me? Like, what's it gonna be, bro? That's a great track, bro. And it's about females, it's about all these bitches. It's about relationships, dog. Right. But it was authentic. You feel me? It didn't come off as corny, and that's the level of talent. So, it's just sad that somebody with all the resources that he had, he still couldn't fight it. Right. The demons were just that strong. And the demons are going to get you. You feel me? It doesn't matter how strong you are, how strong-minded you are, bro. All it takes is one thought and you're back here. And now look at him. Overdosed and boom. You got anything you want to say, Gerson?
Well, I wasn't a huge fan of his. I only watched from afar when he was blowing up. And I remember specifically at that time when they showed it, I think it was 98, some type of spring break event or whatever, when he's on the stage all by himself and the whole crowd.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I remember being a kid watching that. So I know exactly what Herbie means at his highest. He was up there. He was with Jay-Z, all the big name hip hop, Ja Rule, everybody. So to watch him and his career and possibly end his life like this is very sad. And to that conversation of what Herbie was saying, people have demons. You think money can, like you got to fix yourself. You got to fix yourself. When I went through my battles with depression and anger and all that other stuff, I had to look within, and a lot of people don't. And, this is the outcome, man. And I just hope, future-wise, heal yourself, man. It's very important to heal yourself.
Nah, most definitely. Like, and to anybody who's listening, if you take anything away from that, if you feel like you have any kind of demons, anything like that, seek help. Like, and again, this speaks to how the level of how addictive certain things are, because DMX of all people has every resource in the world and it's still got the best of them. You feel me? So, just be mindful of that. And now we're in a situation where we got to make an awful transition. You feel me? Go from a super heavy topic like that to a movie review, right? So, we watched Kong versus Godzilla. Had a movie night. Had y'all boys over. We had the drinks flowing. You know what I'm saying? We had the weed in rotation. Just lit movie. You feel me? Like just the homies hanging over. That and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I legitimately love when y'all boys come through, because it brings peace. It's my peace, bro. Like, just having y'all over, we just kicking, watching movies and shit, right? The problem is we watched the wrong movie, bro. So, Kong versus Godzilla, biggest movie in the world right now, bro. And this is remember how we had the Justice League Snyder Cut conversation, right?
Yep.
This is one of the few movies that let me know movie theaters are not going anywhere. That movie, first week, made $122 million, bro.
Sheesh.
And that was only from movie theater revenue, because the movie came out on the 27th. It came out on HBO Max on the 31st.
Gotcha. So
that first week is everybody going in droves. Like, $122 million is a lot of money, bro. Like, right. regardless of a coronavirus pandemic, that's a lot of money, period.
Right.
So to do that in a pandemic, that's crazy. Go ahead.
The thing that people don't get, or forget at least, though, people want to go out. Being stuck in your house is crazy. Everyone's looking for an excuse to go out. So it's not that I necessarily believe it's going anywhere, because when the vaccine hit, everyone gets it, blah, 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 blah. I guess the money's going to get back. But that's the part everybody don't get. Like, you want to get out. You just want to get out.
Facts. And I think that really impacted the revenue. But the thing is, movies were tanking. Like, Tenet is a Christopher Nolan movie, right? That shit ain't make shit. It made shit relative to what we adjusted because of the pandemic. It was like, all right, because of the pandemic, that's not that bad. But a Christopher Nolan movie makes $50-60 million first week easy, the bare minimum. I think it made 10. So there was a trend of every single movie that went to theaters flunking. That's why Disney decided to do the shit where they had the Disney Plus where they'll release Mulan on their fucking app. They'll release Raya and the Last Dragon on their app. You feel me? Because there was a lot of diminishing returns of people going to the movies and not going to the movies. So you're right. I'm not trying to argue that. It's like you're 1,000% right. But there was a historical trend of it being the worst recession in movies ever. So for this movie to make that much money, it's a positive because movie theaters win. And we'll get to the review. We're going to get to the review. Like, we have a lot to say about this movie, right?
Well,
go ahead.
The only thing I would want to say to that is maybe because all the movies before were really in the middle of the pandemic. Like, we're really close to the end because they're opening up everything and now they're pushing the vaccine on everyone and blah, 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 blah. So that helps. I don't know necessarily if the movie would have came out like earlier, like Tenet and all that other stuff. It wouldn't show the same thing. That's what I would say.
No, and this is I got what you're saying, and this is what this leads to a different conversation, right? So we'll have this conversation on the front end. The reason why that movie made as much money as it did is because people just wanted to see it. Like, if Tenet came out that week, Tenet still wouldn't have made as much money. And this is a problem. This movie making that much money is going to continue a trend. And I hear people saying, we're tired of remakes. Why can't you think of original characters? This is why. Human nature. People don't want original characters. No matter how much they cry and scream, the data shows that you want shit that you already know. That's why we have another Batman movie coming out, bro. Like,
I mean, there's something to be said, especially to the movie-going fan, to the media-loving fan, to the art-loving fan. There's something to be said about familiarity, right? Like, people will gravitate to the things that made them comfortable, especially, like, you know, Godzilla was something that was popping when we were kids. So imagine that most of the people going to see this movie were people who were young like us, who watched like Godzilla in 2000. I love that movie. I haven't gone back and watched it in a long time, so I'm sure it's definitely wackier than I remember.
Not to cut you off, but like I said during the movie night, you have to watch the double toasted review of Godzilla. I didn't realize how silly that movie was, bro. That shit was on some clown shit, bro. Like, they had a scene. You feel me? And anybody who's listening, go check out that YouTube channel. It is a black YouTube channel and it's super niche because the movie reviewer community on YouTube is 99% white, bro. So the fact that I seen black people doing it, like, and they're, you feel me? Because it's like, there's a stigma that black people only like black people movies. Right. You feel me? And with those movies, there's a lot of problems with that, right? It's either something that has to do with trauma, you feel me? A lot of stereotypes, all kinds of bullshit, right? So to see black men review all the movies that I can only get from other white people, it was great. So that initially made me draw me to them. And then I was like, these niggas are hilarious, bro. Right. They had a scene, bro. They just kept rewinding it, right? This nigga Godzilla was doing some funky shit, bro. This nigga dodging and ducking, fucking hitting niggas with the Matrix and shit, bro. Dodging missiles and shit, bro. Like, this movie was out of control, bro. The audacity of this movie, bro. You have to watch it, bro.
I'll definitely check it out, bro. I'll give it a look, man.
I'll send it to y'all, bro, for real, dog. But go on, like you were saying, bro. Not to cut you off. You were talking about familiarity and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, there's something to be said about, you know, those things, the nostalgia, like, and, you know, King Kong and Godzilla are two of the biggest kaiju, I guess, two of the biggest big monster, you know, names globally.
They are. Because
right.
Like, Mothra doesn't matter. Mechagodzilla, it's literally, well, Godzilla is the kaiju. King Kong is whatever, right? But you're right. In that space is King Kong, and Godzilla. Go ahead.
Right. So, you know, it is, you know, even though you just told me the numbers, it doesn't shock me that it made that much money just because of just the name of the two titans in the movie. And the last Godzilla movie, for what it's worth, was a decent movie. You know, so I'm sure that a lot of the people who went to see that or who saw it after the fact, after it came out, they're probably just like, "Oh man, this is the." And then there were some characters that reoccurred from that movie, so you know, it was like a pseudo kind of sequel. And I'm sure we're gonna get into the actual meat and potatoes of the movie, right? And I'm gonna be honest. We all watched the movie together, along with 3 of our other friends, and we drank a lot. So I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I don't really. It's funny because it's one of those movies, right, where I don't remember much about it, and I don't have to, right? Because it covered all the basic premises of a generic monster movie, right? You have and it was funny because we're seeing all, and we were talking about it watching the movie. We're seeing all those actors, you know, Paperboy, the girl from Stranger Things, who Gerson called Fat Cisco. I forget where he's from. From Deadpool, I think he was from Deadpool. So we're like seeing all these actors, and it was just funny to see them in these roles, especially considering we've seen them in roles that to me far suited them better. And it was just a wonky. It was what you would expect from a Godzilla vs. Kong movie. It was a blockbuster B movie.
All right, so this is my basic review of it, right? Godzilla versus Kong, or however the fuck it's worded, I don't even care.
Right.
It is the greatest B movie of all time, right? Now, let me get that out the way. Let me get my actual review of it. My actual review of the movie is I do not have a review of the movie because it was that forgettable, dog. Like, so let me take y'all. Let me give you guys behind the scene, right? Me and Rod, we watched the Snyder cut of Justice League, and we were like, oh, we're on to something. This is pretty dope. You feel me? Like, you know, it gives us a reason to watch movies. Fuck it. It gives us content. That's really what it's about, content, right? So I'm like, cool. When we watched that movie, the next day, I immediately had stuff that I wanted to say. Like, Rod will tell you, like, I couldn't even keep my mouth closed, right? Is that movie perfect? Hell no.
Right.
You feel me? Fuck no. But I was so giddy through the movie. I was like, a lot of the shit that I was saying on the episode, if you listen to it, I said right next to Rod. You feel me? Because it immediately made me think. It immediately gave me stuff to process, to talk about, right? And it's cool. There's going to be somebody who's listening to this and was like, bro, what did you expect? You're not going to get no plot. I don't give a fuck about the plot. There's nothing about that. I'm just letting you know that I don't remember even watching the movie, bro. Like, if you told me, if I went back in the past and told myself that I watched that movie, I'd have been like, bro, you are a fucking liar, Herbie, bro. Like, get out of my face. Why you lying to me, bro? You went in the past to tell me all the shit that you could tell me, bro, in the future. Right. My future self. You told me that I watched this movie. Like, why you lying about that, bro? I know I watched the movie because I have several witnesses that were there. If I was by myself, bro, I would have thought it was a dream, bro.
Right.
For real. For real. I don't remember a single iota of what happened in that movie, bro. Now, I don't know if it was because I was so drunk, because I was really drunk. But even then, a movie with that much stuff going on, no matter how drunk I am, like, you have to feel something, right? And I knew it was going to be an empty movie going into it. I knew it was going to have unbelievable plot contrivances to make it even happen. But I just was like, all right, cool. I know I watched the movie. I have no opinion of it, though, bro. Like, good, bad, or indifferent. I have no opinion, bro.
I mean, what I can say is that I just remember it being as predictable as you could expect it to be. You have your Kong introduction. You have your Godzilla introduction. You have their first meeting. You have the second fight where Godzilla beats Kong. Then they give Kong an axe, and Kong has to help Godzilla fight Mechazilla, who really shouldn't even be the central villain because Godzilla was the one starting shit to begin with.
Okay, exactly. So I hear people all rooting for Godzilla. This nigga is the villain, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Like, he was the one starting shit. He was the instigator.
This nigga started everything, bro. Like, he was the nigga that brought smoke to everybody, bro. And the funny thing about these movies is because they're smart enough to know that they cannot care about the people. This nigga destroyed a whole city. Millions of people died, bro, in that battle, bro. Like, there's no mention of that, bro, because you cannot highlight that, bro. You cannot think about the
casualties.
The casualties. You can't think about what's the word, bro, that they use in the comic book world? The fucking Like when the whole city breaks down and all that bullshit. The fucking
the collateral damage.
Collateral damage. In those movies, you gotta ignore it, bro. You have to, bro. Like,
and there was hella collateral damage.
Millions
of
people died in this movie, bro, that nobody gives a fuck about, bro. But the crazy part is, right? My thing is this, right? So, yes, spoiler alert, Mechagodzilla was the actual final boss. If you have all those resources, why would you make a fucking Godzilla clone, bro? Like, how unpractical is that, bro, to design that, bro? Like, Godzilla himself, cool, he's a lizard. He's a natural byproduct. So that's why his body looks like that. There's no chemical engineer, mechanical engineer that's like, yeah, we going to make this. This is what's popping. Right. Like, makes the most sense in a battle aspect, bro. Like,
so stupid, bro. Like, so stupid. And mind you, I'm someone who loves the Godzilla franchise. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, so so me knowing that I was gonna watch this movie, I went back and I watched all the movies because, believe it or not, it's a 4-part movie. Like, it's 4 parts to it.
Right.
You have the original one that came out in 2014, I think. Then you have Kong versus Kong Skull Island, right. 2017. Then you have Godzilla, King of Monsters, 2019, and then you have this one. As a individual movie, Godzilla, King of Monsters is the best movie out of all of them. Right. And this is how I know. I didn't even finish it, and it's already better than all of them, bro. This movie, the original Godzilla, the one that's from 2014, I want to say. Don't quote me on this either. 2014 or 2015. Don't quote me. It was a decent movie. I went to watch that in theaters. I remember watching that. I was like, it's a whatever. I'm not gonna ever watch it again, but I'm not mad that I spent money on it. Right?
Right. It didn't make you feel cheated.
The worst movie by far is Kong Skull Island. I've never seen a movie have zero interest in giving so many A-list actors anything to do, bro. This movie had John C. Reilly. This movie had Tom Hiddleston. This movie had Brie Larson. This movie had Samuel Jackson. And none of these niggas had anything to do, bro. If you wasn't going to do anything with any of those level of talent, bro, you could have just hired some regular Joe Schmoes, bro. Like, you feel me? It's impossibly mediocre, bro. I tell people all the time, I'd rather you be bad, because if you're bad, I can laugh at you. I would prefer you be good, because if you're good, I don't feel like I wasted my time. If you're mediocre, that just means you're boring, bro. Kong Skull Island is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen, bro. And you know how hard you have to try to be boring in an action movie when shit is exploding, people are fighting? Like, you don't have any talent to make a boring action movie, right? So, distant last Kong Skull Island in my rankings. Kong versus Godzilla would probably be third. Godzilla 2014 second, and then Godzilla versus King of Monsters. But I'm sorry, this is a cop-out. I know this is a cop-out. I don't remember the movie, bro. Like, I know I watched it. I know I hit in. I know I saw the credits, bro. Like, I know I watched the movie, but I feel like I didn't watch the movie.
Well, part of it too was, we had all our friends there, and like, you can tell just from how people react to a movie what kind of experience you're gonna get. Because, like, for example, it was me, you, and our homeboy Sam who watched Justice League, the Snyder Cut, and like in the beginning we were talking, but then after a while we were silent. We were drawn in. We were watching it. We were focused. We 5 to 6 to 10 minutes into this movie, we knew what the fuck it was.
And listen, man, I wanted to leave like within the 2 minutes, right? But I like, fuck it, man. I'm with my bros. We ended up talking shit, joking at the movie, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good time.
I mean, if we're being honest here, we can't we probably can't give it a fair movie review because we were drinking and we just we knew what it was. Like, we knew. Like, it wasn't a movie it's a typical popcorn flick, bro. It's not a movie that needs your attention because it's just a basic ass movie, bro. But it covered all bases because it had Godzilla, it had King Kong, it made them fight a couple times. For what it's worth, I thought the action scenes between them were dope. That was probably like the only good thing I can say about the movie from me watching it. The characters of the movie. Is there anything memorable about any of them?
Nah. So this is where I'm not gonna be critical, because when you make a movie like that, right, you know that these guys are forgettable. You go into it like,
that's true.
You feel
me?
You don't even try. my thing, which is what makes the movie forgettable to me, is that I don't remember any of the action scenes. Like, I know they happened. I seen the cool shit where they had the space cars and they were flying and shit. Like, you feel me? Like, okay, put it like this. If you've been to my apartment or whatever, right? I have a really big TV. I have a really nice sound system. If I didn't have those things, I would have hated the movie, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, at least that, I was like, all right, I felt immersed in the movie.
Right.
So there was like, all right, cool. Like, maybe it would have been a better experience if I saw it in theaters, because you have a giant screen and you have $1,000 fucking hardware everywhere, right? But it shouldn't take that, right? The movie at its core should be a decent movie, right? Like, it shouldn't be, the stimuli should be a plus, not the only thing that made it bearable. You feel me? Like, I don't remember any of the fights. I sat there and I watched. I even documented it. It's on my Snapchat. I'm like, okay. Yeah, big monkey got an axe. Cool. Big lizard fucking is spitting light beams, bro. Cool, bro. But for what, bro? For them niggas to click up and be like, bet, you a real nigga. You know what? You a real nigga. Fuck that mecha nigga, dog.
What?
And you just fucking go into the ocean? Why did you commit all this murder, this mass murder, bro?
It's never addressed, dog. And then you have the generic human characters trying to prove, no, Godzilla is a hero. He saved us. He cared about us last time. And it's just like, so y'all just completely flipped the script then, because he was the villain. Like, he was the villain. Mechagodzilla was, I guess, the creation from the bad guys, the organization or whatever.
But, okay, so I was watching a YouTube critique of it, and they made up a great point that I didn't even think of, right? That is a natural reaction, bro. Like, there is a beast that's just swimming freely. They could just pull up on your crib and pull up on your set and just destroy everything, bro. Like, you better try to have a contingency plan, dog. Like, you feel me?
Right.
And what did the villains of the movie do that was actually villainous, bro?
I don't know. Did they take his DNA? Was that villainous to make their own Mechagodzilla? Like, I don't. It was, like I said, man, blockbuster B-movie. That's basically what it was.
All right, that's our review. Maybe one day I'll like go back and watch, and I'll give you another review. Go ahead, Gerson. You got something to say? Or you wait for the blunt? My bad, bro. Yeah, my bad, bro. My bad, bro. All right, so let's get into the actual real pod. You feel me? Because we got some other shit that we want to talk about. So last week's episode, we talked about the Joe Budden podcast and the shit that's going on with that, right? And Gerson, you were right. I went back and listened, and I did not do a good job of explaining my argument, and I'm not trying to elaborate further on that, but I realized the mistake that I made on the last week's episode. I was arguing two independent points, but I didn't separate them, so they got merged, right? The 2 points that I was trying to argue, one was Joe Budden overestimating the value of his podcast, which you correctly said was he doesn't care about that as much as he cares about ownership. And you feel me? And I went back and listened to a lot of his pods, and he was saying that there's a lot of things that I'm just not willing to give up. Like, fuck it. You feel me? So you're right on that. And this is where I was right on, which was a completely separate argument in regards to Maul and Rory. Those niggas felt like they were underpaid. I don't know what happened, but they felt like there was a level of respect that wasn't being given to them for a thing that they felt they helped create, they helped build, they helped boost to what it is now. However, this is where them niggas is wrong. Bro, we good, bro. Like, say that shit, nigga. Like, this is a free-flowing podcast. So what happened right now, you feel me? I apologize. Gerson got that, stanky, you feel me? So, he just want to make sure that the stanky is stanky, bro. Go ahead, give it a review, bro.
Well, we gotta pass it a few more times, man.
All right, okay. So it ain't that one hitter killer.
It's not that one hitter killer. But sometimes you got creepers. You know what I mean? The ones where you hit it and you think like, man, this ain't doing shit, and then like halfway through you're just like, oh, okay, I get it. So let's give it some time. All
right, so back to the podcast. All right, so there's been several episodes since Rory and whatever, right? They got these new niggas on, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Ish and Ice, they making it real rough because there's a lot of niggas in the comments like, you know what though? I kind of like them. Like, I wouldn't even mind if Rory and Maul didn't come back, bro. And it's fucked up, but it just shows you how fickle people can be. And I'm not even gonna lie, like, I don't blame them because I watched Dibble Dabble, but these past couple episodes with these two new dudes, bro, and they're his friends too. Like, there's people who, you feel me, like they're not just random dudes. Like, they're people that's a part of it too. But just in the background, they're filling a role. And I'm over here watching the Joe Budden podcast like, oh shit, this is how I used to feel, bro. Like,
right.
Them niggas gone, bro. Them niggas ain't got no leverage, bro. Go ahead, Gerson. Have you been following? Have you been watching episodes?
Yeah, of course I've been following. And of course, like the best way I could put it, talent is talent. And when you have people you connect with, bro, like good friends to talk to, if it wasn't me and Rodney, it would probably be someone else you can do. Like, if you have good friends that you can sit down and talk to and have true conversations with, it's always got to be a good vibe. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying about because I've been listening, and honestly, with the two guys, I like it too. I grew into it with Rory and Maul, but like it. I was like, oh snap! They're really flowing. It's really seeming like a good conversation on the podcast. So either way, man, I figure that I'm gonna enjoy it, unless it's just trash. And I don't think that the conversations they have will ever be trash because they're genuine, like bro conversations.
Okay, so one, I 1000% agree with you. It's never going to be trash. Two reasons why. One, Ice actually had his podcast. He just stopped doing podcasts because he was like, I don't like doing it. But he understands how to present a podcast. And two, which is by far the most important thing to this, is that Joe's the talent. No, Joe is the talent because, trust me, bro, like, the talent is, he's so good at podcasting that he makes it look easier than it is, bro. Like, you know this, right? Go ahead.
The only reason I'm not saying he's not the talent. The thing is, the people that he keeps connecting with is very interesting, or at least like I said, bro, he has friends to talk to that's worth talking to and listening to when they speak.
But that is a part of the talent as well. It is being able to identify who's good at this shit, bro. Joe didn't just put anybody on, bro. You feel me? Yeah, Joe didn't just put, hey, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Easter girl, Jesse in the building. Squad, hey, you feel me? But yeah, back to the podcast. Joe didn't just put anybody on. Like, okay, his two podcasts that he has, right? See, the thing is, and I think it's Girl, I Guess. I haven't watched them. I've watched a couple. To me, they're not as interesting. You feel me? But the episodes that Joe was on or Roy was on, those are the best episodes. And it's not just my opinion. That's the consensus, right? Because these are people who know how to podcast. Like, just having a conversation with your friends is easy. Having a conversation, but having the mindfulness to understand that you are still serving the people, you're still producing content. That's where it gets different. You feel me? Like, you have to, one, combat the fear that you have or the natural anxiousness that you have to say, okay, I have a microphone in myself, right? That's one thing that you got to get past.
And not to cut you off, but it's funny that you say that because now I remember when we first started podcasting, like I would get little butterflies like when I have the mic in my face because you're about to broadcast your voice, you're on the internet, which everyone has access to all across the world. So and now, bro, it's like the mic is like I'm one with the mic.
Yeah, the mic is an extension of yourself. You don't even notice it, right?
Right.
You feel me? Like, okay, my talent, you feel me, is the fact that I know how to keep a conversation going. And when it's not me just talking shit, it's not me trying to big up myself. When I really understood that, and when I really understood that I legitimately had a talent, is when there was a dry period where there was no football, you feel me? So I just had to go and hit up random people and just have conversations with random people like that. All the guests on the couch are people, I didn't even know these people, but I was able to provide content and talk to people and give questions to people and get things out of people that I've never met, I have no relationship with, but I can make it seem like I've known them for years. That's a talent. Joe is good at that. And part of the talent of Joe is, one, being able to be a great podcast host. Two, being able to understand that nigga's gonna sound good on this. That nigga's gonna sound good on this. You my dog. You feel me? Like, being able to filter out your friends, and he knew exactly who he could put on that would provide the best content. You feel me? And I'm not gonna say this about Joe because I don't know Joe. Trust me, Joe is a different cat. Like, you feel me? That's a different dude. Now, there's some people who might be skeptical and saying, you know what? I think Joe picked the right niggas to show Rory and Mal that them niggas ain't necessary, bro.
Right.
Because normally it would take, and this is just human condition. Like, anybody who will tell you, like, they do studies, all this shit, right? Like, even DJ Academics, and we'll get into DJ Academics in his commentary, which is hilarious, right? He was like, he said it before they even came on. He was like, bro, have niggas on for 8 months. You're going to forget about Rory and Mal because you're going to be conditioned to accept and be cool with the new niggas. Bro, 3 episodes in, bro, niggas are saying, and I watched all the comments. Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. The podcast kind of flowing right now, dog. Like,
no, it goes back to the genuine conversation and pulling out awesome stories and all the other stuff. There's no doubt that when you know how to do your thing, you do your thing. Like, I faithfully kept listening. I enjoyed most of the new. They had that one guy, Savon, talk.
Yeah, Savon.
The
right.
one episode with him, that was like, nah, you can't do
they
this.
They got that nigga out the paint quick.
so
Joe, that's part of Joe's talent. Joe ain't fucking was like, nah, fuck that. Savon got out of here. Ish, come on, bro. You feel me? Savon ain't been back since, bro.
Nah, but
that's true.
Like, back to what you said, I don't believe it's a bad podcast without them, but as a fan of what they created, because they've been years together, like, I would not sit there and be like, oh man, it's great. But I'm an actual fan of it. I don't know. I like what they're doing, but it ain't like I wouldn't mind Roy and Mal coming back. But you know what I'm saying? It's evolution. It's part of the game, and Academic most likely will be right if they can continue to produce like this. But, just a fan of what it was. If it grows into this, then it is what it is. That's just part of it. People separate their brands or whatnot like that. But, I ain't mad.
Okay, so I got 2 questions for you, right? One, when you're saying that, okay, I'm not going to put words in your mouth. Are you saying you would prefer Rory and Mal back? Or you're saying that the show is not as good, but it's good enough?
Well, the thing about podcasting, if you sit there and you listen long enough, you actually feel like you know the people and you like the people. It's new people. With time, I probably grow. As a fan of a podcast, you probably just, anyone that's a fan of a progress, then be new. Unless the new person is just that garbage, where you just like, yo, I can't listen to this no more. Outside of that, man, if you're really a fan, you're going to stick to it. And they're not doing a terrible job. This is actually, pretty dope how it's just more like, oh, okay, they got back. This is the second week that, it been ishing, what's his name? Ice. So, like, it's been very different, but still the same awesome environment of sitting down and talking with the friends and whatnot. So as long as your podcast can do that, and that's to anyone, like you bring the listener into the conversation, like they with you. You talking to yourself while you listening to, man, talking bullshit right now or some shit like that. So, and it's just great content, like you said, man. And if you gotta give that all to Joe, cool. But I just think it can work. Like, it can work with anyone. If you have dope personalities, you put them in front of the mic and you sit down being the dope person you are, you have it. The conversation is just gonna be awesome. So at the end of the day, that's just how I see it.
No, and I don't want to get this wrong. As far as I'm giving all the credit to Joe, what I'm giving Joe credit is, right, the fact that you still have to control the show. You still have to be the maestro, right? You feel me? Now, in regards to Ish and Ice, I already said it on the front street. Ice already did a podcast. So Ice understands it. Ice gets the mythology behind it, everything that comes into podcasting on that level. You feel me? I don't know about Ish. I don't know what he did, right? You feel me? But if I'm telling you, Joe could carry a show with almost anybody because the natural talent is to get the most out of people who might be different from you. You know what I'm saying? Knowing how to ask the right questions, knowing when to leave a topic alone, knowing when a dead horse is dead, bro. Like, now you got to just move, bro. Like, you feel me? Knowing, just having that natural innate ability to have that awareness of, is this an important part of the conversation? Is this shit fucking dying, bro? You feel me? Of somebody, one of your co-hosts, you feel me? They might be bringing some or just paying attention to everybody and reading the room. Like, reading the room is hands down the most important part of podcasting, dog. You feel me? Like, like, okay, all right, you ain't got it. Let's change it.
Right. You have to know when to switch gears. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And one thing about podcasting, and Joe Budden is this himself, is that interesting people are gonna create interesting things, and you have to know how to connect with those around you. And that connection, if it's authentic, it brings a vibe that when people are listening or watching, they feel it too. Right? Like I was, like earlier, this is like low key insider info. We had a meeting with a producer earlier, and he was and I was talking to him about that. He was saying, I was telling him, like, the Joe Rogan podcast, I prefer to watch it than listen to it. Like, I could listen to it when I'm like, driving or going somewhere, but I haven't listened to it in a while. I'm really speaking from prior experiences, but like many of the episodes that I've heard, I watched them. I watched them on YouTube mainly YouTube. And there's a natural vibe, there's a natural energy that you feel as a fan that makes you feel like you're a part of the conversation. And, you have to be able to possess that ability,
Facts, dog. And trust me, like, we all just speaking from experience, bro. Like, if we go back to our first shit, nigga, this shit was trash, bro. And I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe in it. If I didn't know we was dope at it, bro. Like, if I thought we was trash, nigga, I would have made excuses like, nah, bro, I don't feel like doing it, bro. My stomach hurt, bro. I got the bubble guts, bro.
I feel sick, bro.
I feel sick, bro. We could try like in like 4 years, bro. We could try it again. But no, I know I'm dope at it. I know Rod's dope at it. I know you're dope at it. I know the conversations that we had. Like, I didn't just say, let's make a podcast because I think people want to hear us. I said, let's make a podcast because I was so many times where we would just literally get a bottle, get some weed, and I'm like, bro, I wish I could listen to that conversation again, bro, because it was that fire.
Right.
You feel me? It was that entertaining. It was that organic. It was something. And then once we got our groove, and you feel me, like, I learned how to do it, and we learned how to be polished with it, and I would listen back and I would hear people reach out to me like, yo, that shit was fire. People have no reason to tell us that, right? You feel me? So that just added to the confidence. And now we're here now, bro. We about to have 100 episodes, dog. Like,
I felt good about the Justice League review we did because we got a lot of feedback on that one.
We definitely did.
Like,
bro.
A lot of people, they really liked it. We had other people share it. Like, it felt good, that like people are listening and they enjoy it. And that's what we want. You know what I mean?
The facts. And all right, so let's switch gears, right? Jesse, I'm so happy that you're here because we need the woman's perspective to balance out. Because we have two things that we want to talk about, right? We want to talk about the video with Quavo and Saweetie, and then we want to talk about this fuck nigga named Derrick Jaxn. Oh, I love all this, right? So let's get right into it. Quavo, Saweetie, right? So anybody who don't know, the video came out. They had an altercation in the elevator. I saw the headline, right? And they were saying in the headline, you feel me, depending on what website you on, you're going to get whatever bullshit that you're going to get, right? So I'm thinking Quavo put the 2-piece biscuit on her, bro. Hit her with a fucking 5-piece, you feel me? Hit her with the eggs and grits, all that, bro. Bacon, you feel me? All the sides, bro. I look at the video, I say, Y'all trying to say this nigga, that was the abuse, bro? And I'm not trying to minimize it. It's not it. They're obviously not a healthy relationship. And you know what? I'm not going to say that, bro, because there's been times I wanted to slap the shit out of my own old lady, bro, but I have morals. I would never hit a woman. You feel me? But I'm not going to put that and say, you feel me? They were toxic. They broke up, whatever. It's just convenient that the video came out after they broke up. But to see people position this shit like he really hurt her, abused her, it's not abuse. Nigga ain't put her hands on her, bro. The only thing that you can say that this nigga did that was flawed was he just let her ass just hang there, bro. And she wasn't even fucking hurt.
Well, to sit there and like, as much as it sounds funny, on a serious note, when they do stuff like that, and I remember someone trying, or at least seeing something about someone trying to cancel Quavo, I was like, come on, man. Like when I read the headline, I honestly thought that's what I was going to see. Most they fell together. That's what I seen.
That's not what you seen. That's what happened. Like they literally fell down, bro, because they were both clumsy. Dog.
No, but my point is just more of it goes right back to the Deshaun Watson, which is a terrible story, but it links back to what I said and what I meant to say if I got off the wrong way. When you try to get the most out of the littlest thing like this, like I see an argument, and I understand that certain people, they live too high to have those type of fights and those type of situations happen. They live on a moral ground, but being in that where it's domestic and there's violence between a man and a woman on either side, it's not fun. And honestly, being someone that been through it before, like right after you fight someone, you probably don't want to help them up.
Facts.
Like on some real shit.
I definitely agree.
All right, so okay, that voice is Jessie. She was on last week's episode, bro, and she's back again. So Jessie, I'm so happy that you're here, right? And let's get this on the front seat. These are not.
And it was not a fight.
It wasn't a
per
fight.
se.
It wasn't an altercation. There was nothing that happened. Like
I wouldn't say nothing.
No,
like,
to me that's not actual happen. That wasn't even a squabble, bro. It was two people.
Well, she tried to swing.
She tried to swing, but to me, like
hey, it was a good enough attempt where at the end of the day you have to take it serious that she swung on the man. Granted, she missed. Granted, it was a tussle. They just fell. He got up. It wasn't as bad as the headline scene. But there's fire there, and let's not minimize the fire.
I'm not minimizing the fight.
But it does when the fire, when you, and you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. The reason why the reason why I'm comfortable, and we could agree to disagree. I'm not saying that you're right or wrong. There's just an opinion. The reason why I'm not saying it was anything is because I've been in that situation. I know plenty of men who've been in that situation. When you see a girl, there's variance to a woman trying to really get off on you, and she could speak to that, bro. Like she could say like that.
I
that
can
shit
definitely attest to that.
That shit that Saweetie did, bro. Like that was just, you feel me? I was like a kid, bro. Like you just hold a kid away, bro. I done got fired off on by a bitch who really wanted to punch me, bro. That was not that, bro.
Who wanted all the smoke?
The shit that Saweetie did, bro, that was just her being a brat. That's literally the entire situation was her being a brat. Was it toxic? Of course. Should she have done it? Hell no. She's an adult. But I know what it looks like to me. And I'm going to preface that again. To me. It is my opinion alone. I'm not speaking for anybody else. So, Jessie, as the woman on here, and I'm going to preface this because any woman who listens to this, I'm not going to say any woman because our fans, we have women who listen to us who are just like, they're not stupid. They could be honest, right?
Exactly.
But there's going to be people who hear your opinion, and this is your opinion. The same way I say it's my opinion, this is your opinion. Who's going to be like, man, that bitch a pick me, bro.
But I mean, honestly, I really don't care because I mean, I don't really give a fuck what people think.
All right, facts.
You know,
so say what you got.
Opinion,
this is
exactly,
your opinion.
And I'm
Go
glad
ahead.
you brought this up. Ooh wee. Okay, because I actually had a conversation with one of my best friends in reference to the Quavo and the Saweetie situation. Okay, how I feel like, because I'm very big on domestic violence because I have seen it growing up, so it's a very like sensitive topic for me. But I'm not gonna lie, we have anybody who's been in a relationship long enough, or even the beginning of their relationship, has been through way more toxic stuff. Not saying because we don't know the depth of their relationship, we don't know what really popped it off, we don't know what happened inside the house, you know, but I'm thinking that he Ray Rice the girl. Like, that's what I'm thinking, to be honest. Because, you know, like you guys said, I think I watched mine on, like, TMZ or, like, a blog, like, page. And I'm like, oh, let me see. I'm like Quavo canceled. Quavo, Saweetie getting in a fight in the elevator. I'm like, dang, this is like Solange trying to beat up on Jay-Z. Like, what's going on? I feel like that was worse than what happened between Quavo and Saweetie. Like I said, y'all, this is my opinion. But I just feel like, you know, us getting into arguments with our significant other, like things like that sometimes happen. I had homegirls who got punched, like for real. Mind you, they're not in an abusive relationship. It's just that one incident that has happened. But, you know, that doesn't mean, you know, I feel like that situation was blown up out of proportion. I don't think y'all should cancel Quavo. I can understand if he swung on her. The only thing was he kind of like swung her to the corner, but it's like, okay, you're swinging on him, you're aggressive. Like, sometimes people can't take that, and we don't know what happened in the house. Y'all fighting over the game. Maybe she didn't want him to leave or whatever the situation was. But I think people made it way bigger than what it was.
And we spoke to that last week, right? We spoke to cancel culture, because if you try to cancel everything, then everything loses meaning, bro. Like,
I definitely agree.
It exposes when you don't actually care about a situation. You care about looking good and being that person, like
a certain persona.
Certain persona. You feel me?
Well, I mean, it's sad to say, but in these times, it seems like fake outrage is a popular thing to be a part of. And for whatever reason, especially on the internet of all places, people like to show. Yeah, people like to show they're all high and mighty. Like, if people knew your dirt, you wouldn't be acting so high and mighty.
That's the crazy part.
You know what I'm saying?
This is exactly, and that's exactly why this ties perfectly into this bitch ass nigga, Derrick Jaxn. Oh my God, I've been waiting for this for years, Rod. For years, bro.
You was one of the guys that hated him?
I hated him, but not because of what he was doing. I hated him because I knew who he was. And I'm telling you, like, I wish I had receipts. Like, I'm not saying this because it's an easy thing to say. You know me, I'm always honest. Like, if I thought he was a real dude and he was really saying what he believed, I would have said that. And I would be like, damn, Derrick, like, you was one of us, bro. I thought you was better than us. I knew from the jump. Back in Facebook, I think this nigga came out like 2011 or whenever, right? Mm-hmm. I said it. I saw women, because like when he first came out doing the YouTube shit and having those videos, and you know, YouTube and Facebook, because he was big on Facebook. Women was sharing it. Black women was sharing it. And I used to get in arguments with women. I'm like, bro, this nigga's not this nigga's lying, bro. Like, it's obvious. And people are like, oh, you just hating. Oh, you just mad because he's making you look bad. I'm like, no, you dumb fucks, bro. I just know it ain't shit nigga, bro, because I'm not shit, bro. Like, I can see it in his eyes, bro. Like,
but you know how people are, you know, they always gotta put that facade or fallacy of what they really aren't. And, you know, especially people who are big on that and, you know, play, you know, on women and stuff, you kind of just already know how it is. So.
But here's the thing, though. That nigga's a different beast, though. Like, you can't, like, you have to be a sociopath, bro. Like, because there's a level of guilt and emotion that you have to turn off to knowing what you did. Like, he got a side bitch. It's not even that you was cheating. You got your side bitch pregnant in your wife's house, in your wife's bed. Like, there's a level of fact. That's a fact, yeah.
Oh. I mean, I seen it. I was like, okay.
No, that's a fact.
Not even the telly.
Like, if put like this, if all that shit wasn't true, even if the cheating, right, he wouldn't have felt the need to come and do the apology tour and all that bullshit. Like, he's never denied none of this shit that the woman that exposed him said. He's never said, nah, that's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Even if you could acknowledge, like, okay, yeah, I cheated, but that bitch lying. He didn't say none of that shit because he knows it's fucking true. Right. And he knows that the bitch got receipts. So It's like, it ain't even no point, bro.
Technology nowadays. Technology.
So there's no point, bro. It's like, you know what? I'm going to just ignore it.
He'd have been like, that's cap. And then everything just
everything.
But like I was saying, there's a level of emotion and guilt that you have, like a light switch, bro. It's like the minute you do it, you're like, all right, let me turn this off, bro. Click, bro. Because you have to be a different kind of demon, bro, to be able to cope with your actions and then go on and get back in your car and be like, yeah, queen, you should never deserve a nigga that cheats on you, bro. You deserve better. It's like, how do you...
It's funny, and it's not just him too. Like, his wife has been being, like, black women have been ruthless about this nigga's wife,
His wife is...
She's been getting dragged through the rocks,
Look,
bro.
No, this is what annoys me the most, bro, about this situation, and I can't wait. I'm gonna just say it. Fuck it, man. Christian black women that beg this woman to leave her husband. Do you forget that, like, the Bible tell you that, like, if you leave a man and you with someone else, that's adultery. If you remarry, that's adultery. That's literally supposed to be the only husband you have. When you break up, you're just supposed to stay single until you die, bro. That's what the Bible. So if a person chooses to try to fix their relationship with their husband, why are you trashing them, bro? Like, that's what I don't get, and that's from the Christian women that trash this woman.
Okay, so let me clarify, because there's two things that can happen, right? Because I know what's going to happen. People might hear what you're saying and get it misconstrued. Are you speaking on her and why she's doing it, or you're speaking on the women who are Christian and being hypocrites?
The women that are Christian that are being hypocrites.
Okay, bet. And you make an excellent point, because it's like, not saying you agree, and I don't know if you do or not. I don't know if you agree.
I mean, if you can fix your marriage, whatever happened through it, I believe you should try. I believe you should give that person some time to heal. I believe that I don't know if they have kids or whatever and all that. I think divorce should be the last step. Like, okay, this shit ain't gonna work at all. Fuck you. Bye. And I think I understand that. But, like, I hate when people trash other people for their decision to try to make their homework or try. Like, no matter what you say you wouldn't do in that situation, don't push what you believe on someone.
But no, let me get this in real quick, Jesse.
And I know I sound like a hypocrite once I say that.
No, but
like,
here's the thing.
It's just more like, come on, dog.
Speaking of what Jesse said earlier, though, right? And all of this shit ties in together, right? Like, Jesse just said, like, she knows several women, friends of hers, whoever, who got their shit clocked, bro. You feel me? And they stayed in a relationship. But you don't know what you're going to do unless you're in that situation. Like, it's not just, I'm trying to work with my, like, you're basically telling her to up in her entire life that she's known for 10 years, bro. Like, do you want to get divorced? Do you want to get your own house? Do you want to this, that, and the third? Split up the bank account. It's a lot. And she said for her, it wasn't worth it. She tried to work it out. My thing that I want to say, matter of fact, you know what? I'll say what I want to say because I don't want you to lose your part. So what you was going to say, Jesse?
Oh, no, I was definitely just, agreeing to a lot of aspects of what Gerson said. Because at the end of the day, we don't know people's relationship. And you made a very great point. When you're married, people go through a lot of stuff. You think these people, back in the day, especially with monogamy, your grandparents who've been married for like 70 years, like you think it was all like roses. Maybe some of them were. But, they went through a lot of stuff. I feel like the only reason why we're bashing people because everything's so out in the open because of social media. You feel me? And I feel like that's what's I feel like social media makes things 10 times worse. Granted, it was, fucked up what he did because, you married and you trying to put face on and that's not who you really are. But at the end of the day, I do agree with Gerson. I'm like, we're human. We are born in flesh. So, and like you said, marriage is a big thing. Like nowadays, we so quick to give up. We be like, oh, all right, this ain't, I'm gonna get divorced. Two years later, you already get married, have a baby with somebody else. But you're supposed to be one yoke. You're supposed to work things out. Whether if you guys cheat or, going through financial issues, issues with your children. I feel like, like if she decided I want to be with her man and see if things are gonna work, I feel like there's nothing wrong with her trying. Not saying maybe this might be her millionth time trying, but when you love somebody or build a life with somebody, you can't just easily just let that life go. So I definitely agree with Gerson on that aspect. Like, I'm not even saying Christian women as well, but just people in general are just like hypocrites or are so quick to judge.
Man, you want to know why? And here's the thing about it, right? And this is the irony of all. The people who have your perspective and our perspective, our collective perspective, again, we're not saying we're right. It's just our opinion. We're not saying we're right. We're not saying anybody's wrong. We are just aware enough to say, we don't know what the fuck we'll do. Like, you feel me? It be the people who are that vocal. The reason why they're that vocal is because they're hiding something. They're hiding because they're either trying to throw you off the scent because they've dealt with that shit and they just condition themselves to forget that ever happened. And it's like, you went through that shit too, bro. Like, you feel me? Or it's people who want to put out that facade, like you said, that fallacy that you're going so hard to prove that you wouldn't accept any of this shit because deep down you know you will, bro. So you have to lie to yourself. Just say, you know what? Hey, that's between them. That's how I always...
Love make you do crazy things, you know. Some people crazier than others, you know. Some of it's, you know, toxic or deadly. But at the end of the day, like, who am I to judge with anything? The Quavo situation, this situation. I mean, like you said earlier, people are so quick to cancel. Like, I went to church today. That was like the ending part of the message was he was like, you know, we need to start normalizing canceling everything because even in the Bible, it says we get too easily offended with stuff. And, you know, that's not good. That's not how we're supposed to be. So, and we're so quick to cancel everything, but y'all always, even the good things y'all want to cancel. It's like, where do we draw the line? We need boundaries with this whole cancel culture.
And like I said earlier, bro, and this is why we, like you said, we need boundaries because if you cancel everything, then it doesn't have any meaning anymore. It's just, oh, you did something stupid, you're canceled. It loses value, bro. But back to this nigga Derrick Jaxn, and we not gonna stay too long on it. The shit with his wife, I obviously agree. I think it's out of bounds. But back to this nigga, bro, it's like this nigga is legitimately a sociopath.
Oh yes.
Bro.
Like similar to you, Herb, from the moment I seen his first video, I was just like, man, look at this snake oil salesman, man. And it was just, and here's the thing, you know, one of the most popular things any of us probably do when we watch a video is go to the comment section. And I was going to the comment section. I'm just seeing all these women just saying like, yes, finally a real man. Oh, he's 100% right. Da-da-da. I'm just like, y'all just got sucked into the honey like bees, dog. Like, Derrick Jaxn is playing to a crowd. That's all he ever did.
That's all he ever did, bro.
That's all he ever wanted to do, and he was smart. He found his audience, and he played his character to a T while ignoring who the fuck he is in real life, which, as Herb so eloquently put earlier, an ain't shit nigga.
And I want people to really understand, like, this is not the normal ain't shit nigga. An ain't shit nigga, there's gonna be guilt behind what he did. This nigga is crazy, bro. Like, you have to be sick, bro, to do what you do, to hit record and just lie, like, because you feel me? What did it say in psychology? It's a dissociative order.
You mean like cognitive dissonance?
Yes, exactly, right. You have to do that. You have to be a person that's capable of doing that because you have to separate yourself from what you're saying and do it flawlessly, bro, because you're that off your rocker, bro. For real. And it couldn't have happened to a better case study, bro, because nothing is going to come from this, right? There's going to be somebody who's going to replace him. There's always going to be somebody replacing him. Always. You feel me? Because it's such an easy thing to replace. There's nothing easier in this world than telling people what they want to hear. Like, anybody could do that. He just got vaulted to the top because he was good at saying what he had to say. He was someone that women were attracted to, which was a huge part of it. And he was articulate. You feel me? If that nigga was 5 feet and 500 pounds, he was saying the same thing, bro, that nigga wouldn't have got to the top, bro.
No play. No play.
The reason why this nigga got to the top is because these bitches wanted to fuck him. And he was saying the shit that you wanted to hear, bro. It was a perfect storm, bro. And it was a perfect storm of fuckery, dog.
Well, I didn't know he was married until this came out. Like, that was it always known he was a married man?
Well, me, I never dug into him. All I know is anytime his videos came across my page, I just blocked whoever shared the shit, bro. Because I was like, so I never looked into the nigga. You feel me? Like, it's like, bro, because it's like, if you believe this nigga, you're somebody that natural selection, bro. I got to get to the top, bro. I got to cut everybody out who's going to bring me down, bro. Because if you believe that shit that he was kicking, then you're a dumbass, bro. And you're not somebody that I need in my circle. I need you sharing shit because you can say some other dumb shit, bro. You feel me? So, yeah, bro. Like,
well, to be honest with the relationship shit, and I know that a lot of people say this stuff because that's what when they say that it's funny because like some of the shit you say like, yo, I won't tolerate or I won't this and that, bro. If you meet the right person and make you feel the right way, you might let them slide with some of the shit you said.
Facts, bro.
Granted, cheating is a lot of people's no, but a lot of people stuck in relationships after that. Some has been successful, some ended
terribly.
But like, you know what I'm saying? It's just unfair to sit there and judge someone. Him, he's totally shit. But the way they was killing his wife, man, that was unfair, and it was quite disgusting, to be honest.
I mean, honestly, you know, women like what they hear, men like what they see. You know, women also like what they see as well. I just, you know, my only thing is the only thing that makes me just feel uneasy about the situation is, like you said, you're a sociopath. Like, you know, we all have different parts of us, you know, our ego, our conscious, and our subconscious. It's like he got rid of the conscious all the way and just stuck on the ego so hard and rode the wave. Like, I feel like if, you know, practice what you preach. It's just like when you go to church. Like, you know, if you're trying to be like an influential person like that, you can't be out here. It's just like being the president. You know, when the president show out, it's just like, okay, this is not a good look.
Bro, the man was playing a character. Derrick Jaxn on YouTube, who does the videos, that's not him. That is a character he plays to a crowd that is going to be extremely receptive of what he's trying to tell them. That's all it is. Like he knew, he understood that he had to create a persona, a different identity that was used his own name. He used himself, but it's not him. Like who he is in that video is playing to a crowd. He's playing a character, and it was successful for him. And now that his dirt has come out, people are realizing like, oh, like this nigga was playing us this whole time. But like I still see motherfuckers riding for him too. I still see some women who are still on him, who still believe in him, and it's just like at the end of the day, perception is reality. This is often said amongst us, and
I hate that. I always hate that.
I mean, but it is though.
Nah, real talk though. Like I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from because I know you. You feel me? I know what you stand for when you and what makes you say that you hate that saying. But Gerson, like you know me, we share similar values, but it's so overwhelming that I even had to agree. Perception is reality because you don't agree. You don't know reality, and you only know perception.
Everybody's reality is different.
Facts.
Because me sitting right here, we're gonna view this whole session in different views, different aspects. But that's how it happened for me.
At the end of the day, bro, we all live on planet Earth, but everybody's in their own world, bro.
No, but that's the issue where you do not accept other people's viewing. Like I was thinking of it, and the best way to express it is that, bro, you cannot grow staying within yourself. You have to listen to other people when they speak, even if you do not agree to their sayings or whatever they believe or whatnot. You just gotta be open-minded enough to sit there and be like, all right, you see it that way. It's not the way I see it, but I get it. At least, like, you have to try to understand other people.
Yeah, you're saying
I agree.
You're saying being empathetic. Like nobody's arguing being having the ability to empathize, right? But what we're saying is that perception is reality. It's not we're saying perception is everybody's reality. Perception is your reality, and every single person is a individual universe, bro. That's just a fact. Like, I could agree with you. I could say, you know what? You see it that way. I see it that way. My perception is my reality because it's what I have to live 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours.
No, and this is where, because I was just about to get to it, where I hate that is the simple fact that now that I'm open to the fact that there's another possibility on the other side of whatever it is. I can't sit there and say whatever I feel. People sit in their feelings, and that's why it feels like reality. Get the fuck out your feelings and understand that there's other people. Once you open your fucking head open to the fact that everything you think is not truly what it is, you get to realize, oh shit, this person, even though they're something else, they're gay, they're white, they're black, blah, 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 whatever it is. Once you accept the fact that what I feel is not exactly what it is, that's when perception is not reality. It's just you see the shit different, but you got to be outside of yourself. A lot of people are not.
You know, Gerson, I actually don't disagree with you, but I would like to say it in these terms. I wouldn't say that when you reach that point, it's not that perception is not reality. I would say more so that you have broadened your own perception in terms of it's not that perception isn't reality. It's just that you have allowed yourself, instead of thinking just solely from your own perspective, you can accept and absorb other people's perspectives and include it within your own reality, because at the end of the day, we only know what we're perceiving. So at the end of that can never leave you. You can never stop that. But you can evolve it. You can change it. You can grow as a person. That's what it's called, growing. That's what's called being open-minded. That's what's called developing. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
But then how can you possibly, knowing that, sit there and be like, my perception is reality, and that's why?
No. Nobody. We're not saying that our perception is reality. We're
but that's what it is when you say that.
No. Again, listen. We're saying perception is reality. Your perception, everything that Rod said, everything that you said, that is a part of your perception. That is your reality. It is a personal thing. Whether you have the ability to accept anybody else or not, it is your reality. Whenever you wake up as an individual. You wake up as a single entity. You feel me? You're conscious. The way you see, because, okay, we could get real scientific or real fucking nerdy. Let's fuck it. We already here, right?
Right. Might as well.
Might as well. So what they say, there's a theory that everything that you see, everything that you feel, all of this shit is vibrations. It is a universal shared experience, right? There's a million different perspectives going on at the same time. You feel me? It's just how you perceive it, what your body is, wherever you are in the universe, wherever you are in the vibration, right? That's why they say perception, not your perception, not my perception. They don't single it out. They say perception is reality, because at the end of the day, like if you ever really thought about it, right? You live your life as your life. Everything that you see, it's like a fucking movie, bro. You feel me? Like it's really like a movie. Like your 24 hours is completely different than the person next to you. That's why it says perception is reality. Your perception is your reality. What you choose to do with it, you choose to be responsive, and you choose to absorb everybody else that has a different perspective of you. But at the end of the day, you are a singular entity in this universe, dog. Everything you see is you. Everything you feel is you. Everything you eat is you. And that goes for every single person on this planet, every living organism, every fucking thing, bro. You feel me? Like my dog has a completely different perception of reality than I do, bro. That nigga just eats and shit, bro.
And barks, bro.
And barks. Anytime somebody comes over, bro, like. You feel me? So that's why they say perception is reality. You feel me? It's what you choose to do with it. That's on you. But perception is a singular, active form of existence that every single organism, whether you're conscious or not, has to experience at the same time. You feel me? And we're not disagreeing with you. We're just giving context to the saying, because it's just a saying.
Right.
It doesn't really mean anything. It's just a saying. We're just saying this is what people mean when they say it.
Right, Gerson. When I brought it up, I wasn't speaking of it in absolute terms. It was just more like when you think of how people are. Like, for example, like when I see people on the internet who are closet racist, right? Like they dance around, like, you know, I guess in the minds of many people, as long as you don't say nigger in public, you're not racist. But there's a lot of people on the internet who you find, especially when you look at political forums, who are always saying some low-key slick ass shit. But I found myself not ever engaging with these people because they choose to believe what they believe. The facts are out there. The knowledge is out there. You're in your mind though, all that stuff isn't real. All that stuff is wrong. Like, it's funny how when you, for example, when you look at the tribalism in politics and you see how the conservative party is as opposed to liberal party, and how it's just the total opposite beliefs. And it's just people are choosing to believe what they want. And that's a part of your perception being reality. The things you choose to believe in, like, it's the same as being atheist or Christian. There are people who in there, like, you can't, if you tell them God doesn't exist, they will be like, are you retarded? But there are people who you say, if you tell them God existed, but like, what do you believe in fairy tales? Like, it's just everyone's perception is different, and we control it to a certain extent, and we choose to believe certain things, and we choose to back certain things, and we choose that. And it, it makes things kind of complicated, but at the end of the day, the saying still stands.
I definitely do agree with what everybody said. I feel like perception is reality because, like you said, everybody views things from different angles. So who's to say who's right or wrong? Yes, I feel like I'm like you. I'm very open-minded. My perception is like, ooh, I feel like you wrong. I'm going to give you my, opinion or advice if you ask for it. But at the end of the day, that's how you feel about it. I feel like everybody just views things in a different way. So, like, I really do believe in perception is reality. So,
that's facts, dog. Like, you know what? That's not facts. That's an opinion, bro. So, we can move off from that section and let's just have some quick fire, bro. So there was like a bunch of certain things that I actually wanted to talk about or whatever. This is where you might, well, I'm not going to try you, but you might not know what the fuck we talking about, Jesse. So
it's about sports?
No, it's not sports. We not doing sports. Like we said, you know what? And that's what we said on the front end of the podcast like this. It's just us talking shit. Ain't got shit to do with sports. We have a sports podcast dedicated to that. Okay, right? Cool. However, it's a sports figure. Okay. So his name is Paul Pierce. He went on IG Live, right? Oh, and let me get matter of fact, pull it up, bro. Show, you feel me now?
Because I know who Paul Pierce is.
Yeah, show Jesse. So I want to get Jesse's live reaction. Now, mind you, this is a great conversation because it's about, can you do things and can you be free and have a true online presence? Or do you always have to be mindful of your employer? Like, Paul Pierce is not the everyman. Paul Pierce has millions of dollars. You feel me? Like, he doesn't give a fuck about ESPN, bro. That's just something to do because he's bored, right? And I'm gonna give everybody a play-by-play. Jesse is confused as to what's really happening. Is Jesse? Does she see the strippers right now? Yes. Yeah, you're seeing the strippers, and yes, are you seeing the spliff? Because he had a big, nice, decent sized blunt. You feel me? Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, he has strippers. He's smoking. And it's one of those situations where, when you too lit, you just like, fuck it, bro. I don't care. You fuck it. You don't really realize what you're doing, bro, until the next day, bro.
Hey, you know what, though? One of the first things you notice in the video, bro, I ain't gonna lie, Paul Pierce, like, I ain't seen a nigga that twisted since college, man. Like, that nigga's twisted in the video. Like, you can see his...
He's saying nothing. He's just holding his mouth right.
Well, you know what? I have it on mute because we have the podcast on. But
you can put it on, bro. Fuck it, put it on.
All right, I'll put it on. Let me make sure. Let me put the volume low so it doesn't like blast. But just so you can get some context, Jesse.
He looking real suspect.
Nah, he out of there, bro. Like, he out of there. He's married with a kid. Like, he's a family man, bro. But he ain't give a fuck, bro. So you as a woman, let's get your perspective, right? Your husband decided to go on live. It got a whole bunch of strippers like shaking his ass on the nigga neck. Like, how do you absorb this as a wife, a potential wife?
Okay, yeah. Because when you're like a family man, because I feel like do you, but it's just like when you're a family man and you're getting paid millions of dollars, it's kind of like, I don't want to say you have to put a certain persona, but not everything got to be on the media. Live your life. If you be with strippers, do you? Like that's between you, your wife, and God.
No. I'm asking you. You are his wife, or you're.
Oh, I'm snapping. You embarrassing me in front of all these people, and we're married. It's not like, oh, I'm just a little girlfriend you just dating. Like, at the end of the day, like you said, you a family man. We have a child or children. I'm not too sure how many he has. He has a son. It's like, come on, that's just not a good look,
And here's the worst of it. Guess when he decided to do this? Oh, on his son's birthday.
I ain't gonna lie. If I was her, I would have drove over there. I was trying to figure out where he at. And y'all would have seen me snapping on that live. Like,
well, we don't know if his wife was nearby. Like, she didn't
You're right.
know,
You're right. So this is okay. So you're right. You bring a perfect.
that's true. They could be people who like to turn up
yeah,
together
they could
and
be
have fun.
people that-
That's
exactly.
true. That's
You feel
true.
me? Like we have no idea.
But
So-
in the event she was not there and she didn't know that this is going on, I feel like I don't know.
all right. So now let's have a different conversation within the conversation. So boom. Now let's frame this in the perspective of what can you do on your social media if you're an employee, right? Like Paul Pierce doesn't really count. Like Paul Pierce doesn't count. He's a millionaire, multimillionaire. He's good. He can't be hurt. Like there's no losing in this. Like you lost your job at ESPN. Whoop de fucking do. Wait 6 months. Fox Sports 1 is gonna hire you, bro. It doesn't fucking matter, right?
Right.
But to people like us, right? Do you act like a certain person online? Like, because I go out of my way because I know I was in HR for like 3 or 4 years. They actually like people who like whatever job you're at. There are people who get paid to look at your shit, especially if you don't do anything to hide your name. My name on my Facebook is Herbie Sylvester, bro. Anybody from my job could look me up, bro. And
Exactly.
You feel me? Like it's not hard. I don't have no nickname, no nothing, bro. Like my information is on there. You feel me? To an extent, like I don't have everything on there, bro.
Right.
And to an extent, like at the end of the day, my government is on there. Like, and I post like I'm my own entity. I don't miss my words. I don't do none of that shit, right?
Right.
But what do you feel like? How do you feel if your job fired you for your fucking social media, bro?
I mean, I feel like it just all depends because unfortunately in society, it just all depends on what type of job you have. Like, I feel like if you work at McDonald's, and not no shade to McDonald's now, you feel me? But like, if you like, work at McDonald's, you like the cashier real quick. I mean, I feel like you shouldn't get fired if you have certain things on your social media. Like now, if you have illegal stuff like guns, drugs, that definitely draws the line because it's like, what if you're coming to work like that, or what if you bring your file to work? Like that makes sense. But I mean, I feel like it just all depends what type of job you do, and I feel like people shouldn't post everything on social media anyways. I feel like you shouldn't have to post that you're smoking a blunt or you turned up in the club or you doing drugs or you got your file. Like, I just feel like, if a job fire you for that, I feel like it is what it is because not everything is meant for the eyes to see anyways. And especially if you have a big position, like if you're like a manager or a CEO, I do feel like you have some form of accountability. You have to show some form of representation for the brand. So I feel like certain things shouldn't be posted.
I mean, when it comes down to it, when you sign up with a company, like you're selling you kind of not selling your whole soul, but you're selling partially your soul.
No, you are. Like, I'm telling you, like the shit that, like, okay, so when you sign up for a new job, all that shit that they make you sign, all that shit is in there.
Right.
You just don't even pay. You don't give no mind to it. You don't take 2 seconds
just
to look
trying to
at
get
it.
a check.
You're just trying to get a check. Like,
Right,
trust me, bro.
right.
I'm telling you, bro. Like,
Right.
as an HR, you feel me? The shit that people sign away, you wouldn't even have any idea.
Right.
You sometimes sign away your right to like even sue the company.
Exactly.
For,
that's a big one.
like-
that's one of the big ones. The fact that you sign away your right to even sue the company. Like a lot of these companies, especially if like it's a big company, they have that in there.
Right.
You feel me? And there's people who do their due diligence and know that. And then there's people who like, fuck it, I got to get money, bro. Like, fuck it, y'all, whatever. I don't care, bro. And then you don't realize that until you're in the situation where you're like, man, I got to sue these niggas, dog. And then they pull the paperwork on your ass, bro.
Yeah,
And
like-
now you sick.
Then they pull that paper out like, gotcha,
Well,
bitch.
in that situation, because you said you kind of dealt with HR or whatever, but like in that situation, what extent can they sign away? Like, yeah, I know that I signed up away the right to sue you if this happened, but let's say it's something else, and like I know they don't cover everything, but they cover a lot.
Okay,
make
so
sure that-
they do cover a lot from my experience. Like, trust me, I'm not the HR fucking aficionado. I'm not going to say that.
Okay, yeah.
But what I could say, because when at that time when I was an HR at Babies R Us before it closed, they would send me to workshops. So I would talk to, like, I would go to workshops for HR, and it's not just for Babies R Us. It's from many companies, right? And I would pick people's brains. That's just what I like to do. And I would ask certain things like, okay, what do you have in your fucking your packet, your fucking onboarded packet and shit right there? A lot of the things that they have that every company's gonna have is liability. Like, you get fucked up at work, you sign away the right to sue the company for getting hurt at work. The only thing that your only up that you have, like the only advantage you have, is something that you could prove discrimination, because legally they can't put those laws to sign away your rights from discrimination, right? It's too obvious, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
come on now.
If they could get away with it, of course they would. You feel me? Of course they would. But it's never going to pass, right? So a lot of the things is about like liability, like you get hurt on the job. You feel me? Because the way they do it, they write certain things that you sign off that you are supposed to do the job in this way, right? So it's like you got hurt because you weren't wearing the right shoes.
That is true.
You
Like-
feel me? And everything they do is a loophole to backdoor the shit. You got hurt because you didn't use proper technique going up the ladder. You didn't have both hands on it. You didn't do the like literally to the T. If anything is off and they have visual proof that you didn't do that, you're fucked. That's how they designed the shit. That's their game. Shit that your only thing that you have is discrimination, because they can't get away with that. They can't write that into the fucking packet or whatever. But a lot of the shit that you sign off on, giving them access to look at your social media, you feel me, to spy on you indirectly. But it's all jargon, shit that you don't even give a fuck about. Every person should read the entire packet verbatim. But even if you read it, you're not even gonna know what it means, bro, because it's worded in a way that you have no idea what that even means unless you have a law degree.
When they mean spy on you, is that them connected with Instagram to spy on you?
Of course. It's not really spying on you. It's, I could fire you for certain things that I deem isn't representative of the company. We talked about this on last week's episode. If people want to fire you, you could get fired at any moment, bro.
Okay.
And because I used to, work for a certain department, and certain states like Florida, it's like a right to work state. So basically, they can literally fire you from almost anything, and let you go. And that's why you have to understand, especially when you're having like a job that pays you like a significant amount, you must read that contract before you just sign your life away, because there might be certain situations where you're signing off like, something, if something happens to your wages, you may never even redeem them if they lay you off or whatever the circumstance is. So you really have to just be aware and pay attention to the contract, because like you said, you don't know what you're signing.
And it's funny that we got to this point, because this goes back to the Paul Pierce thing, right? If Paul Pierce gets fired from ESPN, like we said on the front end, it doesn't matter. He's good. But they could 1,000% fire this nigga. You feel me? Like, because you got to understand, ESPN is a subsidiary of Disney. Disney owns ESPN. Disney owns ABC. You get enough Karens or fucking soccer moms who are like, you got that guy who was doing all that stuff on fucking Instagram. We don't want to see him anymore. That nigga's out the game, bro. He's out of there, bro. Like, he's gone, bro.
Doesn't Disney own Fox too?
No. Disney does. Oh, yes, they do. But they own Fox in a weird way. They own Fox, everything that has to do with the movies. So they own Paramount.
Oh, okay.
They don't own the sports division. So FS1 is Fox Sports 1. That does not belong to Disney.
Okay. Then.
Disney bought the movies. Anything that has to do with the movies, like all that shit, like the TV shows and all that, that's what's owned.
Okay.
But they don't own Fox outright. They own a portion of Fox. They own the only part of Fox that actually matters. So yeah, they own Fox, but technically no. You feel me? So yeah, if we don't see, two things. If we either don't see Paul Pierce for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you feel me? Because it's all about noise, bro. Like these companies know too. If they want to keep you, they'll be like, all right, that
Just
was
stay
dumb.
low,
Stay low key. We're gonna keep you off for like,
PR gonna get you right.
Yeah, whatever. And then give it about a month. When something else catches everybody's attention, you can come back. So that just goes back to the fake outrage, fake cancel culture. But nobody actually cares, bro. Like, nobody cares,
nothing
bro.
better to do. They just
got
enjoy
nothing to
being outraged.
They just enjoy being outraged, and they enjoy thinking that their opinion matters.
Because, like I said, I see all these comments. I'm not gonna lie, I be living for the comics now. I be liking some people comment because some people be hilarious. But sometimes it's like, why the hate though? Like, if you're not happy or if you're not fucking with it, just keep it moving. Like, that's what gets me mad with the whole opinion thing. It's just like, I know, like, I'm a type of person, I don't really care what people think, but it's like, sometimes you just don't have to put an opinion out there. It's okay.
No, you really don't.
It's okay. You don't have to be opinionated. It's fine.
Well, the problem is that the internet has given people license to, especially behind the freedom. You're in the comfort of your home most of the time. You're behind your laptop or desktop computer screen or on your phone, most likely. People there's a sense of security in that you can just say whatever you want, put it out there, and there's no instant repercussions. It's not like you're not saying it into somebody's face. You're not saying it in front of people a lot of the time, so it's easier to get that off your chest. And, just about everybody takes advantage of that, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with it at the root. It's just a lot of people just take it overboard a lot of the times. And, there's some people who just feel the need to just play sane or to just put their opinion out there like somebody fucking cares. It's just like, yeah, if you put it out there, cool, but just realize that most people don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, so be my guest.
All right, so speaking of internet opinions and the inconsistency of internet opinions, right? We were supposed to talk about this last week. We didn't get to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the conversation just went where it goes, how it normally goes. But this is something that, while we're having this conversation, I wanted to hit on because I thought about it, right? So last week, one of the big things that happened was the shit with Lil Nas X. The video dropped, and he had the promo for the Air Max 97s, the Satan versions, right? And this is a perfect example of fake outrage. Whether you agree with the video or you like the video or you care about the video, right? You guys could talk about whatever. Like, I'm not trying to position the conversation in one way, right? My thing that I want to talk about, because I think it's important, because I don't hear enough people talking about it, is the inconsistency in the outrage. Nike is trying to sue him, or Nike is suing him for the shoe, or Nike is suing the company for the shoe, right? Here's the funny thing. Nike did not sue the same company who last year had the exact same shoe, Air Max 97, but instead of it being Satan inspired, it was Jesus inspired. Instead of it being blood, it was holy water. The same shoe. They didn't fucking sue then. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're only suing in retaliation because of the conversation. I'm not even going to call it outrage because it's not even worth saying it outrage, bro. So, have you seen the shoe? Have you seen well, I haven't even watched the video, so I can't have an opinion, bro. So I don't want to like throw you like I haven't watched it. I know we like the same person, so I know you ain't watched it, bro.
Nah, I can't say I have. I mean, I remember when we were, movie night watching Kong vs. Godzilla, and we were chilling and kicking it afterwards. You guys played, we were playing some of Lil Nas X's music videos, and I guess I'm late to the party. I did not know he was gay.
Oh, he gay.
You know,
he used to be a barb, and if anybody doesn't know what a barb is, that is a mega Nicki Minaj fan, bro. That's a Barbie. He used to run one of the most popular Nicki Minaj stan accounts on Twitter. Like, he gay. Like, he been gay.
Hey, more power to him, man. That's more power to him. You know, I'm not against anyone who's being himself, you know. So, but I wasn't aware of the controversy of the shoe, and I just find it, and it just goes to show the hypocrisy of it all. Like, okay, he puts out a shoe with holy water representing Jesus, they don't have a problem, and then he does the Satan and they get mad. Like, you know, it just goes to show that, you know, they pick and choose when they want to fucking do bullshit, you know?
I mean, honestly, I guess, you know, like you guys didn't watch the video, so I didn't even notice the shoe because the video was so, like, it was a lot going on.
So you tell us about the video.
So basically, the video, he basically kind of had like kind of like a biblical reference, kind of like an Adam and Eve vibe. I'm not gonna lie, the projection was kind of raw now, like, you know, the animation and stuff. I ain't even gonna do it now.
Nah, I will say, when I was watching the music videos, like, I was watching it thinking like, damn, yo, this nigga gay as hell, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga's real gay, and ain't no wrong with that. I'm not saying I don't want anyone listening to me thinking I'm saying this in a derogatory or negative sense. I just didn't know, so I was just like, wow, this man's gay, but his production, his quality, like his videos are creative. Like, I can't knock the nigga, but you know what I'm saying? He was Rainbow Man though. You feel me?
I mean, and even me, it kind of took a little time to get used to, because I have no problem with, you know, the gay community at all. But like I said, the production was real great. I feel like, you know, the animation and stuff was actually very good, high quality. But yeah, so how it starts off, like, he's in this like colorful, I guess it's supposed to be like a representation kind of like the Garden of Eden, and it's like lilac, very like bright, colorful, whatever. So he's kind of like sitting under a tree, and it's all this like weird, like, you know, people and stuff. So I guess like something like happened. So like he was gonna like go to heaven, but I guess something like happened, so he goes down on a stripper pole all the way to hell. So when he gets to hell, you know, he, you know, meets the devil, whatever, and he starts giving the devil a lap dance. Mind you, he got these long, you know, leather boots, and he just like doing a little lap dance for, you know, the devil. And then at the end, he like snaps the devil's neck and he puts the devil a crown, and I guess he becomes the new devil. But like I said, the video is very, you know, creative, you know, very off the wall. But like I said, I enjoyed the production of the video. You know, some parts I was like, whoa, you know, and it's not saying that, you know, because who's to say he's doing too much? Because I like the fact that he's being himself, you know, and I feel like that's why he sells. Y'all can talk whatever about Lil Nas, you know, because, you know, it's always going to be a hate group. But one thing I do respect about him, he is very himself, you know, whether we think it's too much or not. And that's why I feel like he sells, you know. Authenticity is very important. But like I said, overall the video was good, but it was a lot. You have to take in a lot. I'm not gonna lie. For me, I had to.
Okay, so me, you know me, like, as a creative, and I'm not trying to put myself on a level of nobody, right? I just understand that aspect of
the art,
right? Not restricting yourself, not trying to put a cap on your creativity.
Exactly.
Right?
The mind is limitless.
The mind is limitless, but we got to understand, these people are corporations. Like, when you're at that level of Lil Nas X, right? So, all his videos have millions of views. Hundreds
of views.
Now, part of that is manufactured. Part of that is the label paying for it. That's part of the game. But
right.
You got to get to that point as an artist to even have those conversations.
To even have that type of fan
exactly,
base.
Right?
He has a genuine fan base.
You feel me? He has a genuine fan base. Now, is it a bunch of kids and TikTok, whatever? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You're at that level. You feel me? So you have to have that fine balance of, do you want to be an artist or do you want to be a moneymaker?
I agree.
Right? And I think he is at the point where he's made enough money and now he's trying to be an artist. It's hard to be a moneymaker and then try to be an artist.
Yes.
Because now
there's so
you
many
have
boundaries when it comes to trying to be that moneymaker.
You feel me? Like, if you want to be a moneymaker, be cool. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You're going to make decisions. You're going to do things to make money.
Right.
But once you do that, understand what it comes with.
Exactly.
You feel me? You're going to alienate a lot of the people that provides money for you. But he's like, fuck it. I made enough money. I'm trying to be a creative. But I think he realized that once you're in a box, it's hard to get out of that box, bro. Like, you don't get to play by the games that everybody else gets to play by. You feel me? Because there's a lot of people that you aligned yourself with. There's a lot of business that you've done with people who want you to be a certain person wants you to be a certain aspect, wants you to be, most importantly, a certain image.
Business is business.
Business is business.
You know, like, unfortunately, you know, I feel like, you know, you can still be true to yourself when you're a moneymaker, but at the end of the day, there's still boundaries you just have to accept, you know, because once you choose to go a certain route in any form of your career, like you said, is sometimes with a creative, you have to choose to just go on your own and go freely, because I'm a creative as well. So sometimes you might just say, you know, fuck it. I'm just gonna go ahead and just, like you said, Lil Nas was smart. He's like, let me make this bread up. So when I can finally do what I can do, I'm not gonna suffer from it. You know, I can just go ahead and leave freely, because at the end of the day, now I can really make money off of what I really want to do.
Right, but now you're in a situation, because he even tweeted about it. He was like, I didn't think I would get this level of backlash. That's on you.
Right, yeah. I mean, because anything you put out, especially being, you know, influential as you are right now, I mean, you kind of knew. You know, everybody's sensitive, especially.
Nah, but you know what? Like, part of me doesn't, like, the skeptic doesn't want to believe in me because he's been in the spotlight, but I don't really... I really believe that he didn't realize it would be this bad, because he didn't really take into he really didn't understand that for the past 2 or 3 years, he's been a moneymaker.
Right.
And you don't realize the difference between that level of artist until once you want to be a creative and you're not allowed to be a creative freely.
That's true.
You feel me? Because The Weeknd, I bet if The Weeknd made that video, it wouldn't have been a problem. It would have been but
Right.
you expect that out of somebody like that.
Right.
You feel me?
I don't know, because he always had kind of like off the wall videos, but
Yeah, but he wasn't lap dancing on Satan, though.
because I mean, like I said, certain people, you know, because I said I had to take in certain parts of the video, because I'm like, hold up, because at first I wasn't even gonna watch the video, because I'm not gonna lie, like I have no problem with Lil Nas, but I'm just not a fan, you know. So I was like, I kept seeing, you know, black social media, you know, I kept seeing the memes. So I'm like, let me go watch this video. And when I seen it, like I said, I like the animation and production, but certain parts it's like, I don't know, cuz, you know, people gonna be talking, you know, do you know, but I mean, at the end of the day, you have to expect that, like, especially when you're doing something, because you're already kind of at a controversial standpoint, because, you know, you're a young black male who's openly gay. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but you know how certain parts of society is.
Most def. All right, we can leave that. Let's go on. Let's spit fires with 2 more topics. Okay, so I showed y'all after we watched Kong versus Godzilla, right? And anybody who has an opinion about the Lil Nas X shit, we could fucking elaborate that on another episode, right? We still have a show to do. So back to this. I showed y'all the video, the hottest Diss in the Op song video of all time, bro. Who I Smoke, Young and Ace, Spinner Benz, Whopper with the Chopper, Fast Money Goon. A song that disrespectful shouldn't be that catchy, bro. Like, Jesse, I don't know if you've seen the video. Okay, so to people who's listening, Jacksonville down to Orlando, that's the new Chicago, bro. These niggas don't care. Like, I'll say this right now. Our generation was the softest generation. These young niggas after us, these niggas are crazy. Like, they don't care.
Savage.
You know what? I won't say we were the softest generation, but I will say we were the more traditional. Like we grew up back when niggas wasn't afraid to fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these young niggas now, they're fighting.
Shoot up.
Fighting is an afterthought. All they care about is packing bullets and just smoking niggas.
Right. Okay. So you know what? I want to give credence to that, because we were more courageous, because it takes more courage to fight. It takes more courage to put your fist up. You feel me? Because there's a fear that you might get knocked out that you have to overcome. Because anybody could get knocked out, bro. Like, even if you know you got hands, even if you knocked out 100 niggas, bro, you could get knocked out. It's easy to pull a trigger. But in the same regard, you have to just be a demon just to have no value of life like these young niggas got right now, bro. Like, bro. So they flipped the fucking sample from the white girls.
Oh, man, that thing slide. Hey. Cause they be playing it, you feel me, when you in the club. Cause at first I'm like, who these? I'm like, they gotta be Florida niggas. Definitely Florida niggas.
Florida niggas.
But they be rotten.
Nah.
But that shit so ratchet.
So ratchet.
Nah,
bro.
you know what it is though? Like when y'all showed me the video, it's the Kelly Clarkson song "Walk 1,000 Miles," right? So and I miss you, right?
And I need you.
And then next thing you know, buddy goes and I'll push your shit back, boy. And like he just the nigga just starts off just talking reckless.
And you don't even think the song gonna start off because at first, they were playing it at the club. I'm like, why the fuck they playing this song? I'm like, why they playing this song? I'm like, but sometimes the DJs like to vibe and just play around. Then when the beat drop, cause that's sliding, I'm like, hell nah, but I ain't gonna lie, they did their thing. I don't give a fuck y'all think for the ratchet. They sit on this shit.
But dog, that shit is so Florida though.
It's so
disrespectful.
Bro, like it's the most disrespectful song. Like, bro, listen, I'm a student of drill rap, all the shit with Brooklyn drill, Chicago drill. I've heard many diss in the op songs, bro. This is by far first ballot Hall of Famer, bro, off of one listen, bro. The reason why, because it's like, it's so well done, bro. Like, it's so catchy. Like, when they said, who I smoke, baby, who I smoke, Tiki, who I smoke, Lil Nine,
the amount of disregard,
Disregard. It's like, bro, in the video, like, whoever directed the video deserves a fucking $100 million contract, because it's like, to be that carefree while you're talking about dead niggas is just a different level.
Hey, who thought, hey man, let's go to the golf court. Let's go to a golf park and
bro, that is just the most just like nonchalant, like, yeah, we fucking smoke these niggas. They bitch ass niggas and we just chilling after we did it.
Like, they just vibing. They just
vibing, having fun.
We just hanging out. Ain't no crazy shit like that in the video. They just hanging out.
They're
like, yeah, we smoke these niggas. What's up?
And the crazy part, because I watched the video, so anybody who doesn't really know about the backstory, right? So you have multiple rappers, really two. There's two central rappers in Jacksonville, right? You got Young and Ace and you got Fulio Coolio, right? Fulio been out. Young and Ace been out too, but he's really like popped off in the past 2 years. And these niggas is jits, bro. Young and Ace just hit 20. Like, these niggas are kids. Like, Young and Ace, I want to say 2 years ago when he was 18, when he just first hopped on, like, the real reason why the beef is like at this level of fuck y'all, Young and Ace's brother got shot. Young and Ace got shot. Young and Ace got shot 8 times, bro. Like, they shot up the car. He's the only one who survived. It was 4 people in the car. He's the only one that survived. Like, this is real beef. This ain't no
real life shit.
This some real life shit.
Deeper than rap shit.
Yeah. This ain't these niggas just saying shit because it's cool. These niggas is really killing each other, bro. Yeah.
I'm from the off your ass.
So the beef has just gotten to the point where it's out of control, and all of these niggas know each other. These are not niggas from different sides of the universe. These niggas went to middle school together. They grew up together, bro. But you feel me? This gang shit is just out of control. However, the level of I don't give a fuck that these young niggas have, bro, we had compassion, bro. These niggas is ruthless, dog. Like, bro,
straight savage.
And the level of truth to the song, like Petey, that nigga dead. Rod K, that nigga dead. Trey D, that nigga dead. Bibby, that nigga dead. Tiki, that nigga dead. Lil Nine, that nigga dead.
And it's just the confidence that they have to just announce who I smoke, baby, who, like, to have the amount of just, like, that level of arrogance shouldn't even be allowed, bro. Like, honestly.
Bro, my favorite part of the entire song is the last verse, Fast Money Goon, when the nigga said, I was on, I seen the location, that nigga was out of Houston. And I went and shot him, and he went live. That's a fact. They talking about Fulio, the nigga that they made beef with. Nigga got shot in the ass. Nigga was on live in the hospital, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, and nigga say, and this why I know these niggas demons, bro.
Bitch ain't died.
Yeah, that nigga say that nigga went live. I was like, fuck, man. I pray that nigga die, bro. It's like, these niggas is crazy, bro.
No remorse, bro.
No remorse, bro. I'm good that I'm old enough to be out the streets because these young niggas are playing by different rules, bro.
What? So you said people don't fade no more. Bitches getting on too. They're like, bitch, I don't fuck smoking your ass too.
Bro, that shit blew me, bro. But so if y'all don't know about that video, go watch it.
Look it up, y'all.
Look it up. Who I Smoke. It is, bro. It's so catchy. And the crazy part is, this is the funniest part, right? The first time I watched the video, I was like, there's no way this shit got cleared. Kelly Clarkson cleared the sample, and she said that the song is good, bro.
But it is.
Y'all should Kelly Clarkson on this song.
Like, if
that's her song.
Yeah. No, the sample comes from 1,000 Miles from Kelly Clarkson. So if Kelly Clarkson approved it, that man, listen,
yeah,
man.
because you have to get that shit clapped.
She eating off that shit. She's like, fuck it.
But the thing is, like, a lot of people have flipped that shit. Like, you had you feel me? The one chick was like, do. You feel me? Blah 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 blah. It's a bunch of people like it's
to try to do it.
Yeah, it's a bunch.
She was like, this one's sliding.
Yeah, this the one. Like, you feel me? Because all of the other ones that flip it, they're not official. This is an official release. Like, they're getting money from it. It's on app. It's on iTunes. All that shit. It's an official release.
Bro, on YouTube they have 4.4 million views in 5 days. Like, how? Like, do people understand how incredibly insane that is?
Especially given the people involved, right? Because these are not like Young and Ace. He's a pseudo big artist, but he's not a big artist, right? You feel me? He's not like a superstar. So it's a lot of traction behind the song, and it's a lot of people who's going to see this video, and there's so many reaction videos that everybody has the same reaction, bro. It's like DJ Ghost, right? You have to watch that. He had no idea it was a diss in the Op song. Like, he even thought that the name of the song was spelt wrong. He was like, "Who I Smoke." He was like, "Y'all mean what I smoke?" Bro, this shit a weed song, bro. These niggas talking about weed, bro. And then the beat drop. It was like 12 paramedics couldn't bring your ass back. Boy, he was like, no.
But for real, because you don't think that's how the song gonna drop. You just like, okay, what they doing with this song?
That shit crazy. Like, it's hilarious. It's really great. It made me laugh. It made me smile.
Shout out to Florida.
It's sad that it's actually true.
Oh, all facts, bro. All facts, bro.
Yes.
I mean, and this might get serious, but I have to say it. Like, this is the shit I'm scared for. These are the type of dudes that I don't want to lose my life. I got a kid at home, bro. Like, relax,
man. Listen. I'll be out. I don't be in the streets like I used to. I be vibing, but I'm letting you know, these young niggas do not care about life. They don't care if they live. They don't care if you live. It doesn't matter, bro. So tread lightly. Last topic. I don't know if Rod gonna make it back. Space Jam trailer drop. You feel me? And it's funny that you had posted in the group, in the Facebook group, you were like, "This nigga is a bad actor. How you do bad at acting as yourself?" And I was like, because the first time I watched the trailer, I was like, I think Gerson overreacted. Then I watched it again. I was like, "Oh yeah, Gerson 100% right, dog. This shit trash, bro."
I mean, just seeing how he responds, you could tell he hasn't done this.
No, he has though. That's the crazy part. It was like this one movie that he's.
I know what movie you're talking about. It had that one annoying chick.
Yeah. And I watched the movie. Like, he was really good in the movie. But the thing is, that's what happens when you create a movie. Everybody plays a part. Your movie is only as good as a script. That's like bar none. The writers are the most important part of a movie. Like, some of the best actors could elevate a bad script, but a bad script is a bad script. So you got your writers. Then you have your directors. Your directors have to say, you know what? Do it this way. Do it that way. You feel me? Direct the actors. And then you have the actors who bring everything together and make it seem like none of this shit looks hard because they're that talented at it. I've seen him be in other movies because he had good writing, good directing, and he became a better version of himself. He didn't have that in this. So you're like, oh, this nigga's terrible at it, bro. Like, and we talking about the Space Jam trailer.
I mean, when I seen it, bro, I mean, it's exactly what I expected it to be. I see a lot of people have been really ragging LeBron about his acting. But, I mean, I watched the original movie when I was a kid, and like most kids who watched it, I thought it was great because obviously Jordan was the most popular player at that time. And that's who they're making this movie for. Like, yeah, we were the original Space Jam generation who enjoyed it, but they're not making this movie for us. So when I seen the trailer, I'm like, okay, they're definitely not making this movie for us.
But is Looney Tune as heralded as it was when we were kids to this generation?
Not at all. I don't believe so. I mean, when you think about it, like, what are these kids growing up with? Like, I don't keep up with cartoons. Like, maybe I don't know if you watch cartoons with
even
Benji
with
at all.
me having a kid, it's like I haven't seen any new Looney Tunes or anything like that. So it kind of don't make sense why. Like, if they pursued or continue the Warner Brothers whole thing, Animaniacs and all that, made new versions of that and all that, it would make sense. But like looking at it now, it's like, I mean, we know Bugs Bunny, but is there a new Bugs Bunny for these kids or anything like that? Even as a parent, I haven't seen them, so that's why that's how I'm seeing it when you say that.
Yeah, because I definitely agree with Gerson too, because I be around, kids and stuff. And honestly, I feel like they're very indulged into like more like, real life shows and YouTube. I really don't see kids like really watching cartoons like that, to be honest. So I don't know, maybe like Gerson has a good point. Who are they really gearing this for?
And I've noticed with some of my friends who do have kids, like, they have particular shows they watch. Like, they have even shit on YouTube that their kids watch. So, now, especially in these times where there are more outlets for us to find what we want. And, like, for example, we have all these streaming platforms. Like, I don't watch regular TV anymore. I watch Netflix. I watch Crunchyroll, which is an anime sourcing app. I watch Hulu. I don't watch regular TV. And for my sports, I have my sources. So nowadays, we have the pick of the litter. So I don't know if Looney Tunes is even that. Because for us, like, I grew up watching Looney Tunes. Like, we owned, Jesse, you remember, we used to watch, like, our parents had, like, video cassette tapes of, like, 6 hours of Looney Tunes, and we would watch that shit. So for us, it had a lot more significance. I don't know. The Looney Tunes will be more for the older people. It won't be for the kids. For the kids, it's more of the basketball players like LeBron and AD and all the other guys who are in the movie. But in terms of Looney Tunes, I can't imagine that little kids now. I don't think they have. The last Looney Tunes cartoon I know of is the Tiny Toons cartoon, and I don't know of any. And I think they did try like a new Looney Tunes cartoon, but it only lasted like a season. So I don't know how much impact it's gonna have on the youthful kids.
All right, so I could say this with confidence. This is not me
speculating.
Speculating. Nobody knows. Like, these kids have no idea who the fuck. Okay, I'll take it back. They have a faint idea who Bugs Bunny is. That's it. I can ask 20 kids in middle school right now if they know who Yosemite Sam is. None of them are gonna know. I could ask 20 kids if they know the skunk that all the Pepe Le Pew. Nobody's gonna know. You feel me?
And here's the funny thing about Pepe Le Pew. He has a scene that was supposed to be in the movie that got cut. Because there's a scene where he's at the bar hitting on a chick, and LeBron's like, "Come on, man, what you doing?" You know what I mean? And they cut that out because, I guess it's wrong for Pepe Le Pew to do what he has always been, which is be a fucking player ass fucking skunk nigga.
And I don't know, like, honestly, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, it happens. You know what? Fuck it. It's been 2 hours, bro. We just, we conclude.
Wait. I still want to get off my shit. Cause
Wait. You having a Gerson's Corner, bro?
No, it's not a Gerson Corner. I remember during the week telling you about I want to say the story about when we each wanted to punch each other in the face.
It sounds like we're gonna have a Gerson's Corner.
Well, it could be, but I want you be in it. But let me tell you the funny story. So I'm watching YouTube. There's this channel that does like, grade women and men, line them up and see who dressed best and, best on this, the worst on that and whatnot. And there was this one guy that dressed like a bum, but he was comfortable or whatnot. One of the women actually liked it and thought he was, shit like that. And I was like, damn, bro, does this nigga know he does not know how to dress? But because he's just comfortable, then I realized I'm that nigga. Like, I don't think I dress that well.
You don't.
But I know, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't had to double down for me, bro. I already know. I was going to say that.
I had a cosign for you, bro.
But my point is, right? So it made me remember the time when you told me I couldn't dress my son, and I was pissed, bro. We were driving. And you let it out, and I wanted to punch you in your shit and throw you out the car.
That's crazy.
And it's so fucked up because, like, when Benji was little, I used to dress him up, take pictures. I was happy as shit, man. My dog told me I couldn't dress him, bro. I was pissed.
Nah, but okay, let's be realistic. You feel me? That shout out to my dog, you know what I'm saying? Insider. Because she says it like that. Let's be realistic. If you just openly said that you dress like a bum, that might mean that you might have Benji, you know what I'm saying, putting on anything, bro. And I'm just over here being a real nigga like, yo,
well, but here's the thing, dog. It ain't like, whoa. I wouldn't say I dress Benji like a bum. Right. I dress myself like a bum.
Facts, though. Okay,
so I wanted to ask you what necessarily where I was going wrong with my...
Okay, this is where it gets funny because... I don't even remember this conversation, bro, because it might have happened so long ago. But I know myself.
Yeah.
I understand that niggas, and it wasn't, how do I say this? I learned, and Jesse, I'm going to need you for this. You feel me? Because you be on your fashion shit, right?
And understand that even though I was mad, I knew that it could have been. I like, damn, bro, I thought I was killing it.
Nah, facts. Now I know. Now I remember. So, I think people limit themselves, like Jesse said it, like you limit your creativity, right? I think people limit themselves because they're like, you know what? I'm going to match this logo with this logo. You feel me? And me, the way I approach how I dress, like when I really try to go out and I really be on my shit, I think about complementary colors. I think about what looks good on my skin tone. I could put this color and stuff, but that's what I'm saying.
No, wait, to be fair and when I sat there, I was like, you know what? Herbie is really about his fashion. So he probably was right when, like you said, I wasn't doing that great of a job. So understanding that helped me sit there like, you know what?
And my thing is, it's not about what you buy. Like, you know me, like I got designer and I got regular shit. 99% of the time, I'll wear my regular shit. Even when I go to the club, I'll wear some shit for like $5, $10. I think people don't understand. Like, people will buy the brand versus buying what looks best on them. You feel me? That is on you. That is to see a shirt, see some pants, see some shoes, see a dress, and just immediately know that's going to look good on me. I don't give a fuck if it's fucking Gucci. I don't give a fuck if it's fucking Old Navy.
That's fact.
You feel me? I could immediately identify as like, all right, I got an idea. I know what to do with that or whatever, right? And to me, I think people, like back then, right? I think what I was saying was you were just putting stuff on because that shit was popping versus seeing, is that the best thing that extenuates
I really thought
style?
That was the best thing, though, dog. I really thought that, dog.
People really fail to realize, though, fashion is art. You know, I've always been into, like, clothes and stuff. You know, I even sew. I do, like, a lot of stuff. But it's like Herbie says, because I'm not really a big designer. I have designer stuff, but I'm not a big designer person either. It's how you put it together. Like, I used to have friends, even to this day, they'll FaceTime me or they'll call me and they'll be like, yo, I was at the store the other day and I missed you. Because I was somebody, I could look at somebody and just dress them. Like, you know what? I could pick an outfit. I'm like, oh, we going to the club? Because you can't be going to the club looking any type of way. Like, babe, I'm going to make sure you scream. I'm a real friend. I'm not just going to have you be looking crazy. I could pick out an outfit in 2 minutes. Like, my friend will always say that. She's like, oh, girl, we going out tonight. It's how you wear the outfit. it's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. Because some people, they can wear funky, crazy stuff because you have to wear stuff that fit to you, but dress it up in a way. Like, even if you're a laid-back person, you ain't got to dress like a bum. You feel me? But you could wear clothes that, like Herbie said, insinuates you, makes you look good. But, but I feel like people need to dress on how they are. If you're a funky, crazy, wild person, I feel like when people wear stuff that's kind of like a statement piece, it really does something because like, oh, that's how they are. They show the fuck out. This is them. Opposed to somebody who's laid back. If they wear something like that, it's like, that's not you. Like, you could always look good based on how you are, but you need to find the things that look good on you.
Well, there's a saying that goes, clothes don't make the man makes the clothes. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you could take something like me, I scrub all the time. Like, I'll keep it 100. But like when I want to look nice, I know I can look nice. So it just goes to show, like, it just depends on you as a person, how you want to look, like how you want to present yourself,
And I think that's what it was, is that, you know what I'm saying, like, the conversation that we had, which is funny because it's like I'm having those pieces together, and I'm just like, damn, I didn't know you really was trying to get off on your boy. You feel me? Like,
no, man. I decided not to put hands on you simply because you my bro.
Facts.
If you was anyone else, you would have got hands, dog. You would have got hands, dog. Like, I do not take, even if it was true, you still, because at that moment I was like, what, nigga?
All right, but we'll leave on this note. Like,
I think, got a story though.
Nah, I mean, of course we all have stories.
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about it, man. Like, I mean,
I got one for you.
No,
you got one for me too.
Wait. The only reason why I say that is because the conversation got so lost, bro. Yeah, the conversation got lost.
No. What? I'm sorry.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, I can't really think of a time, like, even though, like, me and Herb have gotten into like maybe 2 arguments in our entire friendship, and even then I never felt like, oh, I gotta get off on him. And as much as I've had frustrating arguments with Gerson, I've never felt like I was gonna get.
I got a story where you wanted to hit me.
Which one? What was this?
Oh, okay. Wait. All
and
right.
it didn't actually.
Wait. Again. Because the conversation got lost. Like, we had a conversation about being yourself and finding your own identity, bro. The actual conversation was about getting off on your homeboy, bro. So we gotta reframe. That. So this is Gerson's Corner. We're having conversations about the times that we wanted to get off on each other. Pause. So you said a time where Rod wanted to get off on you, Gerson.
Okay. I totally forgot this, bro.
So it's absolutely hilarious. And the backstory is that knowing Rodney's a real cool and calm person. And I heard stories about when he got drunk and how obnoxious he is and whatnot.
That was way back then, though.
It's way back then, but this is the point of what makes it so funny, because the time that Rodney got drunk and we took him to Las Olas, there's dudes that walked by with tattoos on his face, and he just looked at him and laughed. And it was me, Kadeem, Herbie, and
I remember just looking like, bro, why this nigga doing this, bro?
I was like, yo, he drunk, bro.
I remember. I was like, bro, he drunk, bro. He was, bro. You were fixated on fighting anybody that you thought was from Springs, bro.
Yeah. Oh yes, that part. I forgot that part until you said it. He was like, damn, bro, I'm gonna go off on one of these Spree niggas, man.
You were so fixated, bro.
Wait, you walked up to a stranger and told him, bro, you from Court Springs, bro? Cool, bro, because they fuck niggas and I don't fuck with them, bro.
Bro, there was for a whole week, bro, I swear to God, I just thought to myself, I was like, what if that nigga said yes, he was from Springs? What would have happened? Like, there's a whole alternate universe.
This is after high school.
Yeah, this is right before we went to Tally. I was like, that 3-year gap before we went to Tally, because we graduated 2007, we went to Tally in 2009, so that 2-year gap. And I'll never forget, for like a whole week, I was like, damn, what if that nigga said yes, bro? There's an alternate universe when that nigga said, yes, I'm from Springs, and you lost it, bro. Like,
No, but this is not, that is all funny now. But also, that night, after we was finished with Las Olas, we went to Denny's.
I remember
and
that.
these dudes was doing their whole commotion, and it's like a fucking movie in my head, bro. Nigga was wilding, talking shit. This nigga Rodney had a knife and fork in his hand, cutting his. He didn't cut it. He paused to look up, and audibly, lucky no one else heard it, but someone at everyone at our table, and he just looked up, and it's like a movie in my head, bro. He just said, "Fuck niggas." Went back to cut his pancakes, bro. And dog, like I will forever remember that part. I will forever. It's in my head. It's burned, dog. It's burned in my head. I will forever remember that.
I was so hammered that night. I don't even remember any of that. I didn't remember any of it, bro.
He just continued to cut his pancakes, bro, and like we was just like, wow, this is drunken Rodney, dog. So all right, fast forward, and it's my turn being the drunken friend, and even though I was drunk, I don't remember all the shit I did. I just remember the part where I was just like, hey, Rod, bro. And you were sober and I was drunk. I was like, dog, bad as I am, I'm still better than you, bro. You was drunk, you was wild. I had enough to say that, dog. And apparently I was saying that throughout the night. I was like, yeah, I'm acting up, bro, but I'm still better. I was still better than you. And then I kept saying, and the next day I just remember you was like, bro, you was drunk, so I ain't do it, but I really wanted to punch you in your shit. I really wanted to punch you in your shit last night, dog. So that's the time I remember when you was like, yo, I wanted to punch you, dog.
That's hilarious. I didn't remember all that, but you know what? Now that you mentioned it, the night of you being drunk saying that shit to me, I totally remember that night. Because I was extremely aggravated. You know what I mean? Because I was embarrassed about that shit.
I know I was drunk.
Yeah, like, it was just like, you know, but that's the only time that ever happened, though. Like,
I mean,
right?
I never was around, but I heard you had stories where you ended up never being someone's friend because of how you messed it up when you were drunk and all that.
So all right. So
damn, I was a bad drunk in my youth.
Facts. For like, okay. This is not us now. This is not indicative of us now, right?
This is just, we've grown now.
We've grown, we've evolved, we've matured. Yeah, right. However, there was a time where Rodney was the most obnoxious drunk in the universe, bro. Like, we would go to parties, bro, and it's just like, bro, so you know your friends, right?
I ain't gonna lie. I had to go tell her I want to push right in his shit.
Nah.
I definitely stood it too.
Nah, go ahead.
No, I don't think Ronnie. Oh no, yeah. So I don't think Ronnie was drunk though. But there's been many times I have done pick y'all up from what is that called, Bullwinkles or whatever.
Yeah.
And y'all
For
had
sure,
like 13
sure.
straws.
Yeah.
Ronnie would be so obnoxious. I'm like, Ronnie, if you don't get the fuck out this car and go in your hot, I'm gonna push you out this shit.
Like there been times where like I would be at the bar with Rod, and it's like it'd be self-conscious. But I'm just like, I'm over here counting the drinks too. Cause I gotta go home with this nigga, bro. Like, no homo, bro, but that was my roommate, bro. So I'm like, all right, 5 drinks, I get medium terrible ride, bro. Anything over 10, bro, I get the worst human being alive, bro. Cause he doesn't shut the fuck up, bro. It's like, bro, you be like, it's funny cause Rod, it'd be like, bro, it's the worst version of him back then. He'd just be like, fuck you.
Like winning. I used to like Rodney.
I'm like, we get it, bro. Winning.
But y'all, Rodney. That thing is how Gerson said Rodney is really not like this. Like
He's
Silver
not
Rod
like
is so
that.
calm, gentle giant vibe, and like he'll get off now if he got to. But Rodney is so
and then-
chilled. It's not like him.
And here's
That's
the
what
thing,
makes
though.
it funny.
And this is the worst part, right? Rod is a big dude. Like he's this big, stocky ass nigga. Like if Rod was like $170, bro, it'd be easy to deal with because I could just jack that. We could just jack his ass up. There's no control of Rod when he's on it. When he's on a rampage, bro. If Rod sees somebody or he wants to be annoying, bro, he's gonna walk up to that person and be like, fuck you. Bro, but you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? I just want to apologize
I
to y'all,
never heard
man.
that story.
I never. That's when we was a tally, bro. Like a lot of that shit, like a lot of this shit started down here, but we went to tally like a year. Like he grew out of it because we all have our warts, bro. Like I remember fucking Dustin. We could have a conversation like next time we have. Remember when Dustin got fucked up for St. Patty's Day?
Oh my god!
And we couldn't find this nigga for 3 hours, bro.
He just disappeared.
And you gotta understand, we're responsible for this nigga, bro, because he came to visit. He doesn't live here, bro. So if we don't know where this nigga's at, bro, he could be in any alley in Tallahassee, bro. We fucked, bro. But nah, bro. My story is funny because it recently happened, bro. It's when we were recording a basketball pod, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, dog. Like we've had our battles, Gerson, bro, but I legitimately wanted to fucking jump over the table and choke you, bro. Like,
You know, man, I get it. I got you, bro. I understand.
Because when I said that shit, bro, I literally told, like, I remember he was like, bro, Rod, I ain't gonna fight you, but I fight that nigga. I was like, bro, I felt like you sized me. I was like, bro, this nigga don't know. I would die about this shit, bro. Like, I would die about my respect, bro. Like, I'll die about this, bro. Like, yeah, bro. Like,
Wait, hold on. I said that?
Yeah. You was just like, bro, Rod, I ain't gonna mess with you because you look like you big, bro. But her, man, I go off. I was like, this nigga don't know, bro. I die about this, bro.
No.
I'm willing to take it there, bro.
Okay, no. You know what? I understand why you took it that way. It's understandable. But honestly, though, Rod, period. Me and him. You look at Rod, you gotta try me. I look at Rod and then see you, I'm gonna try. That's
facts. But what I'm saying is, like, at that moment, it's like,
Yeah,
I was like, bro,
I get it.
this nigga don't know. I will lose my life about this, bro. I'm not playing, bro.
You know, hey, you know what? To be fair, bro, that's something that clicked in my head. I'm very peaceful, but I honestly realized, bro, you just gotta go in someone's shit, bro.
Facts.
Sometimes you just gotta do it, fam.
It's true though, man. Like at the end of the day, like me, I always try to resolve my situations peacefully, but there's been plenty of times, dog, for whatever reason. Like I guess when a big nigga like me is just telling niggas like, nah, man, we ain't gotta fight. They feel big about that shit. They feel like, oh man, this nigga scared. It's just like, nah, bro. Like I'm just not trying to flip that switch because that's the last thing you want, bro. So it's just like, you know, I feel y'all, man. I remember, man, when I was younger.
My fault,
like,
bro. My fault, dog.
Nah, it's love because I understood, bro. Like, nah,
you know what, man? Like,
it ain't. I heard me
bro.
Pussy. Nah, it ain't.
Nah, bro. Like, I understand.
It was just one of like me being younger. I don't know what it was, man. I guess I just had like some aggression I had to get off my chest that I never did. But I remember, like, from like 18 to 20, I remember, man, I wasn't the best drunk, man. I apologize.
Nah, you were low key were a lot to deal with because it's like, bro, you a big nigga, bro. So it's like we can't hold you back, bro. We just gotta let you get tired, bro. Like,
I guess it runs in the family. You know, I never been around y'all enough drunk for y'all to, you know, really see it. But, you know, sometimes, though, you just need to get off. Like, you know, sometimes
get it out,
you just,
bro.
like, you be snapping. Like, you just like, bruh, I'll take, because me, when I be drunk and I'm mad, you know I'm smart, get out the way. Get out the way because, you know, sometimes you just need to get it off.
facts, dog. All right, man. This episode was hilarious, bro. I can't wait to get this out, dog. I appreciate everybody who's listening, bro. Rod, Gerson, Jesse, thank y'all for another dope ass episode, bro.
You already know, man.
We'll see y'all next week, man. Deuces.
Peace.
Peace.